fans and the PaperX fans as well. But where do you guys sit with here? Are
watch
you
party
11% feeling like Genji?
I think Genji's going to win
Group
today. I
group
feel like they're
match नहीं है,
favored in this
semi-final.
matchup. I think especially looking at this map,
quarter
we're seeing
final
that Lotus has
group
made
मत
its way
लिख, खाली
in.
watch party
Genji
लिख
have just
बस.
been so consistent throughout 2024. Their players have been
ठीक है, तो
stepping up
watch party
to a
लिख
new
खाली.
level, and it really feels like at some point, the PaperX magic won't be able to work anymore.
This is the thing, it comes back to the same old for me. My heart says PaperX, my head says Genji,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I think as well, if some of these individuals on Genji continue their performance or even, you know, start improving on the performance we've seen far, you know, bubbling up with the tournament now coming into playoffs, a little bit more prep time, that's a real concern for PaperX if they're going to try and pull out some comp changes or really switch up the way they've been playing, if they've gone into that level of detail of the games we've seen already here in Madrid.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We do have also another curse. You know, we got the 9-3 curse. We have a few curses in this tournament. But whenever there's a rematch, whenever that happens, it does feel like the team that's lost before is somewhat favored going into it again.
Yeah, there certainly is. I think there's a pressure to do more, to improve, to look back on that match and learn from it. And PaperX is a lot better than then. The individual system.
मैच चल रहा था ना, मैचेस हुए.
like Twitch पे देख रहा, Twitch पे तो कुछ मिलेगा क्या? चलिए YouTube पे क्वालिटी अच्छा आता है. तेरे फेस कैम से भी क्वालिटी अच्छा आएगा उसमें.
क्या फेस भाई 480
Is that people looking at them better, but for themselves, right? They're still rating themselves a 6 out of 10. They're still low
भाई पैसा
confidence.
होगा तो
I
मैं
think
always a
they need
10
to
out
win
of 10.
No bias on the desk here at all. But no, I absolutely agree. I think as well, it's really telling if to hear PaperX talk the way they haven't spent these last few days trying to reinvent the wheel almost, because that's the level of extreme I think need to go to. To hear Alex saying W Gaming's run its course, we need something else. Now's the time to pull out.
And as you said, Mimi, this might just be the one that actually gives them the confidence that they need. We are down to our final 14. So let's get the playoffs started. It's Genji versus PaperX and Sentinels taking on Loud. Day 6 of Masters Madrid starts right now.
जब मैं अपने चैनल में भी डालता हूँ. कहाँ डालता है सारे?
Dap each other up real quick.
Yo, hero आ गया.
Each other real quick.
I remember playing against you guys in scrims back in Iceland.
Yeah.
It's been a while since
It's been a hot minute. Yeah.
I remember you guys were insane back then. I'm super happy you guys are here representing the Nehi with us. It's good for a change.
Nobody is standing in Loud's way as Loud make their way to the playoffs easily.
Com certeza, acho que essa última partida foi o nosso pico de performance até agora no nosso time novo.
Sentinels have done it. Sen City here to play.
At this point, everyone wants to beat us. So far, it hasn't worked out for them, and I don't think it will.
Cara, a adaptação do QCK tá sendo muito boa. Eu acho que ele nasceu para jogar com o
TK, he just slaughtered BDG.
At the end of the day,
anyone can like take it and win.
भाई अभी YouTube पे notification है, सब playoff देख रहे हैं.
Who plays better that day?
अगर तेरे को भाई तुम्हें अगर गेम प्ले की पड़ी है तो बेस्ट एजेंट भाई एक ही है, Demon 1.
나도 선글라스 낀데.
자, 근데 원태가 되게 깔끔하고 좋아요.
깔끔한데 이 선글라스가 왜 저팔계냐?
안 돼, 성범용. Can we win the Masters between me and Genji? I mean, definitely. And
अरे भाई सब क्या हाल है?
don't make it far. I hope
मैच पे
win the trophy for us for the Asia.
इंटरव्यू क्या होगा? पैसे मिलेंगे क्या?
Last game against Genji was a pack final, and we didn't manage to win.
इससे बकवास कर रहा था.
अरे अपना
Genji, this team looks scary. Valakia, it is a return to greatness.
너무
바로 30 minute में आता
좋은 것 같고
बढ़िया
좋은
चलेगा
경기도 이제 잘 준비해야 할 것 같습니다.
क्या बोला?
अश्विन मैसेज किया ना
Monyet played
अच्छा,
very well,
देख रहा।
especially with his calls and stuff. Like he's very confident, unlike the previous matches. I'm very proud of him. Our new kid in the block is ready. You're not gonna meet the same Paper X.
일단 저희가 이제 딱히 증명을 해야 될 필요는 없는 것 같고요. 그냥 네, 뭐 무시당할 그것도 없는 것 같아요.
Yeah. कल देख मतलब कल कह रहा हूँ पिछला जो PRX का मैच है ना टीम हेरिटेज के साथ नॉकआउट मैच लास्ट मैच स्प्लिट पे भाई उन्होंने ना पोक करा ना PRX को बहुत गंदा मारा लाइक कुत्ते माफिक मारा PRX टीम को सच्ची बात है लेकिन बाद में जब PRX का डिफेंडिंग है उन्होंने जिस लेवल पे बदला लिया भाई तब वो चिल्ला चिल्ला के उनको वो कर रहे थे पोक कर रहे थे और उन्होंने गेम प्ले में कर दिया तो पहले उनको
अरे इसमें कहाँ स्ट्रीम लेट किया है बे
डिले नहीं है
अबे डिले है भाई
हाँ डिले है भाई
तेरा आवाज डिले में आ रहा है भाई तेरा स्ट्रीम पे
वो तो 4-5 सेकंड का डिले होता है भाई तो मैं क्या करूं
नहीं मत रख वो भी मत रख देखने में दिक्कत हो
अरे मैंने नहीं रखा भाई वो YouTube खुद करता है
अच्छा
इंटरनेट से जा रहे हैं ना भाई तो उसे एडजस्ट भी तो करना होता है
We've seen this matchup before, and last time Genji became the king of Pacifics. But this is a different stage, and a stage that Paper X have conquered over and over again.
These teams, they have faced in Pacific, but then that was Genji proving themselves for their first time. People could write that off as an upset, as a one-time run, but now they're here in Madrid. They've done it again. They've made it to playoffs. They have another chance. I think if they can beat Paper X today, they can cement themselves as the best team from Pacific coming into this event, as a team who could compete for that title. But they're up against a Paper X.
On something 11 number jersey, मेरा भी jersey number 11 है.
No matter what you think is going to happen with this team, they always
मेरा फुटबॉल jersey number 11 है और
cricket
का 45.
So damn scary.
Yeah, Paper X is the definition of any given Sunday, really, of what you get on the day. Especially now we're thrown into the mix of potentials for composition changes to come out.
दे मैंने screen share भी दिया Discord पे अगर देखना है तो.
Feeling fantastic about it. Genji now don't necessarily have a very familiar opponent in that regard.
What other team will play a comp for the first time after scrimming it once and then show up and look terrible in the first half?
भाई जो भी स्ट्रीम पे लाइक करो भाई लाइक करके जाना यार तुम लोग लाइक नहीं करते स्ट्रीम पे तो भाई
लाइक कर दो भाई नहीं बंदा रो देगा भाई
They're ridiculous.
खाना खाने के बाद
आते होता है the record for the most agents played in a single tournament. But Forsaken is one away. If he just whips out a different agent here,
I mean, we see that.
मैं खाना लेके आता भाई.
the amount of maps too, because Angel did it in 21.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that is the key, like you guys said.
PRX के टीम का कहना है उनका 4 सेकंड थोड़ा डंप है भाई मैं तो नहीं मानता.
He's been doing well. He's on form.
Yeah, definitely. I think just to double on from that, the real test for Genji would be as well if Paper X do completely, especially the fact that we're starting where we are to start on split. If that composition gets changed, it'll be another validation for Genji to come out, obviously prep out the window and just perform bread and butter Valorant, which they've shown time and time again. They've looked very, very clean so far here in Madrid in terms of curveballs coming their way. They can do that versus a team like Paper X that are willing to just kind of push all in on a comp first time, bringing it out on international stage. Massive vouch for.
The thing is, normally when we say that on a desk or on a cast about, oh, you have to do it against Paper X, that's the exception. Genji is used to that. They've played this team twice before. They know about the chaos and they've adapted
PRX
to
का
it.
Omen Viper.
Okay. Standard for once in a Paper X. Standard.
By Jet Race. Double duelist, double controller, no sentinel. Hit पे.
Yeah.
Teams have moved away from this, but it is still
double duelist, double controller. अरे भाई same to same.
Yeah, and I guess as well abandoning the madness that was the Yoru comp as well coming out from the split, which was the iteration that Genji played in the regional finals.
I'm looking in this matchup at the head-to-head between the rookies, Monyet and on the other side out from Karan. Both those guys have come out in their debut international tournament and looked incredible. They're both on the run for one of the best rookie performances we've seen.
And probably been the two loudest on the stage as well. bro.
Yeah, well, let's get this Pacific showdown underway and send it over to your casters, who's been very familiar with the journeys of these two teams. It's Mixman and Tombiz.
Thank you so much, Insu, and our fantastic analyst desk. Yes, we're pretty familiar with these teams, as I'm sure
they played EDG, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. But, you know, we heard it from the desk. The only thing harder than beating a team once is beating them twice. PaperX know that from EG over at Champs. Now it's an opportunity for them to give Genji a lesson in that very same thing.
Well, that's the thing. I kind of want to touch on what Mike said earlier, where it's like a head over heart sort of situation. I also think it's mind over mental, because the way that PaperX play is insane. So you kind of have to almost center yourself. We've seen teams do that throughout the tournament so far. The other problem for these teams as well is, yes, they've played each other before, but as it was sort of said in the interview there, like the video we saw just before, they would both like it if Pacific were able to win. They have never managed to win an international event, and it's almost cruel that they get pipped against each other. The only good thing is they won't have to eliminate each other because one of them goes down and one of them goes forward. That's the only sort of saving grace for now, but it does mean that you're almost wanting to just, okay, both teams play their best so that whoever goes forward is going to be able to match up against America. So I think most people at the moment are favoring in this tournament.
Yeah, it definitely feels like fan sentiment. And even from what we've seen, Sentinels have just looked unchallenged throughout this tournament. Yeah. Other teams have had shakier starts, but
also you saw what Loud did in their last game. I'd be scared of them just as much.
Well, you know, talking about this map in particular, we're going to see Split popping up. And actually, for the whole series, Split, Lotus, and Ascent, the first three maps of the BO5 that they played regionally, that Genji won dominantly. Now, the reality is, coming into Split, Tom, it's not exactly the same. Because PaperX before, they were running Forsaken on a Yoru. Himself and Something were diving in, taking so much space and winning almost all of their opening duels. I think it was 13-4, correct me if I'm wrong, where Genji just got demolished on this map. So for PaperX, I understand why they've come in and changed their comps. Like we say, the hardest thing is to beat them twice. So they're bringing a new comp and a new philosophy on how to handle Split. Question is, will Genji be able to deal with it this time, now that there's nothing spooky going on?
Well, it also seemed like, at least for PaperX, once their comp was figured out, they were like, okay, let's change this one. We lost the EDG. We need to actually try and fix the things we've got going on. The thing is, though, the same can be said for their opponent, because we saw Genji come in, switch into this composition, and just look incredible. Like, the double duelist especially, the only change they made was Omen in for Astra, just to allow them to be a bit more explosive. But I just remember that defensive half of Texture and Meteor. I think they both ended up with 22 kills. Both were the best player in the server. It was like going toe-to-toe all the way through. So it is one of those matchups, as boring as it is, where we are just going to go, the duelists are the pinnacle. Like, these are the players we have to watch. The amount of times that PaperX would have just got absolutely banged if it wasn't Forsaken just having life games. But the thing is, it's every time he plays Split, he has someone else's life game. It's not a Forsaken life game. It is, okay, for anyone else, that would be the best game they've ever played. Unfortunately, he does that every week.
Well, we talked about this on the desk. I heard Mimi say, well, okay, if you think it's going to be 2-0, who is the team to 2-0 it here? And actually, looking at the veto, right, Split last time went to PaperX. Lotus was super close. I mean, if we go based on what we saw in the past, maybe the foundations are there for them to take that 2-0. But I'm expecting a three-mapper between these two teams. The best of the best. Pacific #1 and Pacific #2. And it's time to throw down as the barriers go up on Split.
Yeah, and it's looking like we're going to get a brawl to start things off. Both teams with the majority of their players set up outside this A site. They both run pistols in this direction before. Good nade coming out of Forsaken already, and Something, a Mind Freak peeking off the back of it. They're going to be stuck in the corner early on. This is a great start for PaperX.
Munchkin's in danger as well. He tried to jump away. Boombot was chasing him. Munyet caught him. Genji, 2 versus 5, barely any damage done. At least they've still got the spike. But they have to hope for some serious mistakes at this point. The PaperX go run forward, or even rotate, assuming that it's a B hit. But you can see there's no real need for panic on the defensive side.
अरे भाई T4 को हिल नहीं क्या? Something और 4 second दोनों
देखेगा. Pistol round win.
Yeah, I think the scary prospect as well is that on this map in particular, we have seen some sort of rougher attack sides out of Genji. Obviously, that is helped a little bit by having that Omen instead of the Astra.
Nice one.
Now, as said, expectations for PaperX is this is the map that they'll win. If it's going to happen in this series, I think the next two, I would favor to Genji, even more so because of the fact that we saw recently on Lotus the changes to the comp for PaperX, and I'll be honest, I didn't like it.
stream पे sound कैसा है मेरा?
Didn't look good. So this is the map that I feel like PaperX have to win. The problem is, throughout this tournament, I've said that and then they won the
भाई
other map because that's just how they are. They
भाई
just managed to adapt. They
ने
have
आयरन का
individual
बड़ी
players
लगा
that
रखा है
sometimes they can just frag through a map, and that is rare. Like it is very difficult to have people
देखो नहीं आता
that are
खेलने
on that
में
level.
आयरन
At least from the games we've had, Tom,
कॉलेज
it
में
has
आयरन का
been
बड़ी
an insane percentage of teams
मैं
trading
कह
out
कह
their
रहा
own
मैं
map
बंदों को
picks,
पता नहीं
losing your
चलने
pick
दूंगा
and
मैं
winning your
कॉम्पिटिटिव प्लेयर
opponents. Gen G, they've not
ओ
got
भाई
off to a
सुपर
great
ब्लाइंड
start,
ब्रो
and as the push comes in, okay, actually they're getting close.
सुपर
The
ब्लाइंड
pressure's
था
gonna be
भाई
applied to him,
कैरॉन
but
की
yet now
तरफ से
blinded up, he's taken down. Okay, it's not a bad start at all for Gen G, gaining some ground, now winning some more fights.
लेकिन राउंड
with
प्यारे
Hills
से
up
आएगा ना
on
सेव राउंड
it
है
looks like they've tied
भाई
it up
समथिंग ने क्या
but
मारा
just got
नॉन्स को
very
मार्शल दो
scary for a moment.
I would love to see Forsaken's POV in that, because what it looked like he did was jump
चलो
down
फुल
from
भाई
the
है
heavens
देखते हैं
with an
भाई
outlaw in hand and try and face their entire team. Now that would be ridiculous to even attempt, but
crazy. But do you know who he is?
yes, I do. He just lost his gun. It's now been given to something, and he's bought a judge to replace it. So that,
समथिंग ने ये लिया
again, if you're talking about
आउटलो लिया उसने वो मार्शल कर रहा था मार्शल फेंक दे उसने
Well, it looks like we're going to use that
डॉट
back
चलाते हैं
very
भाई
early
समथिंग
on for something. He's getting aggressive. Wall goes up. He's ahead of it.
एक एक एक
To take someone down. He got the shot off. 10 HP left on Meteor, but that's the one problem. If you're the one
डॉट
taking
आया था
contact
लेकिन
with that outlaw, you're not going to
मीटर भाई हील हो जाएगा ना
that's the thing.
लकिया
They
दे
can
देगा
just heal him back up, so that it's actually
Wall
not
bang आया
that
था
problematic for what was an early
नहीं
battle.
वॉल बैग नहीं डायरेक्ट लगा था
See,
वरना
heading over in
140
that
नहीं होता
direction. Munya is going to get aggressive as well. Bear in mind, this purchase is fairly
अच्छा हाँ
weak.
बॉडी
for
140
Apex. Normally you'd see
body
a
140
rifle or two in the mix, but this is just SMGs. It can work. More
भाई
so on
माइंड
Split
फ्रीक
than
और
probably
इसका
any other
पोजीशन
map.
बहुत अच्छा है अगर
Crossfire's fairly nasty, but that's
फर्स्ट
something I've
सेकंड
really
का
enjoyed
अगर
about Gen G.
ये लोग घुसे
They've been
तो
methodical. They've been careful.
आई थिंक बी
throughout
अटेम्प्ट
this
होगा देख
tournament.
बी में
They are
होगा
not one of those teams that are just aggressively running in and blitzing their way through rounds. They can. They have the skill to do it, but they're always, especially in these sort of rounds, very careful.
And it looks like caution's paid off for
Be
them.
who
What
they
the
are.
noise they made on A
Team
has
में ना attempt
sold it to
करेंगे
PaperX.
ओ भाई पेपर एक से पूरा छोड़ दिया भी
Of course, there's an outlaw there that could be
विक्ट्री के साथ
retreated. I
retake
doubt it even will be.
टफ
It's quite
होगा
far up, and the player
अच्छा
that will
फेक
take it
स्मोक
is in heaven.
खाने के लिए
Because
कि
that
वो लोग
spike
है
plant should be
लेकिन
coming down
चारों
in a
उधर
little
भाई
bit.
साहब
PaperX, hear no noise, see nobody here. There's a flash still on Divide that could be used to clear outside of it, but this late on in the
गेंद
game,
घुस
just
गए
gonna
अभी
sit
तो
there,
आ चलो
hope
भाई
they dive into you.
ये राउंड
As
गया
we can
पीआरएक्स
see,
का
they've gone to
जेन
the
का राउंड है
exact other side of the map. So for PaperX, you know, it's hard to get back into a site with these weapons as well, especially a site like this where
वही
pretty
मैं भी
much
कह रहा हूँ
every
ना
fight on the
स्पेक्टर और
way in
एरिस
is long
मतलब
range.
क्या
See,
है
normally
स्टडी
you
पे
talk about okay,
जज
maybe going down to the spike or just trying to
Retake
hold
करना
for
tough है
exits.
वो
But
लेकिन
I'm
बस
waiting
जज है
for
अगर
Forsaken to attempt
निकाल
हाँ
दिया
लेकिन
तो
पांच
through
बंदे हैं
something,
ना
and already Mind Freak
पहली 45
taking
है
a lot of
ये
control.
पोजीशन
Now,
बहुत
Texture,
अच्छा है
a fairly solo position. There's a chance. There's
मेटेओर
the
का
blast
पोजीशन
packs
बहुत अच्छा
already.
है
And
अरे
there's the
4
judge.
सेकंड ने दिखा
Exactly what
माइंड
Forsaken
फ्रीक
does.
मॉन्टी
He got
के
a rifle, but it's very
हाँ
short-lived.
बोला था मैंने
Well
बहुत
held
टफ
by
है
Gen G, even with a little bit of chaos.
Yeah, I mean, they spread themselves out there. Lots of space. So even when
पूरा
that
साइड
judge
छोड़
gets
दिया
up
एक्चुअली
close,
वो
he's
लोग
only
स्टैक
getting the
खेलना
one,
चाह
and
रहे
it's
थे
an immediate drop. The rest of the
अगर ये
players
लोग ए
easy to
जाते
deal
तो
with
वो लोग
when you've
बहुत
got that kind of
जहर
weaponry
निकालते राउंड
advantage and you're not caught out of position. 2-1.
ये
It's
शॉट
a
बहुत बढ़िया
fairly
था
bog standard start to the game. Pistol win for PaperX. Follow up, and then they lose. I mean, the one thing that we'll say is that maybe that third round could have seen a bit more damage out of that side. But again, they did gamble on
भाई
the
का
side.
नाम
It
लक्या
didn't
क्यों है
work
भाई
out.
भाई है
This
भाई
is what
बहन है
happens. The opportunity, though, to deal that damage here as we get the operator out on something
ये
right away.
क्या कर रहा
The
भाई
shot
बोल
is not landed, but yet
भाई
gets the one
बोले
and
थ्रो
drop
कर
the
रहा
B-side under threat.
वो क्या कर रहा
But
उल्टा
Gen G
देख के
back
टीपी
off.
कर रहा
The whole time they've been leaving Meteor outside of A to catch a
बोले एक
rotation.
निकाला भाई
He
एक
hasn't
निकाला
found one, but one can assume that rotation's going on through the spawn right now if you're Gen G. They don't know that Mind Freak's still very much close.
ये लोग ये
They
तो
also
पक्का नहीं जाएंगे
flash mid on the defensive side, so they have the information that there was no one there, so they're able to gamble an
वापस
early
भी
rotation in
वापस भी
towards
जाएंगे
this A site. Forsaken.
अगर
still
इन
with
लोगों
the
ने एक
judge,
पीक
is
निकाल
gonna
दिया तो
make
फिर
sure
एक
he
उसे
keeps control in mid, but it's slightly more stacked up
को
than you
मिलेगा
might expect. The only
तो
problem is
बहुत
he
अरे
might
क्या
get
क्या
caught. He's switching
ओ
between
नाइस
utilities
नाइस
finally. Will pull the gun out. The
D4
aggression of
ने
his
एक तो
teammate
निकाला
gets
लेकिन माइंड
absolutely
फ्रीक ना
nothing,
गया
and wow,
4 सेकंड
there
नहीं
is the
होगा
floor of the judge. Not going to find anything more, and for
समथिंग
something,
सेव करेगा
I
पक्का
hope to
सेव
God he's
करेगा
going
वो
to save.
It's not the round you want to see him
कितना
throw his
तीन
life away for, is it?
ऑफ है ना इस पे
1v3
ऑफ पे
with the op.
1v3 टफ है
Possible,
अगर ऑल्ट होता तो वो
winnable,
आता
but not to be. If he had a few more kills along
I
the
think
way,
exit frag निकालने की try करेगा.
picked up something like that, maybe risk it with the blade storm, and then the op is just so expensive.
आएगा वो
You
लोग
just wanna
आएंगे.
throw
उनको
it out.
पता चल
For
जाएगा.
Gen G,
Predict कर
I
लेंगे.
think they're sort of realizing that they heard the op earlier on, right? They know that it's in play right now, so they're gone spread out. Already
भाई
sending
4
Munchkin
second
to
भाई
try
को
and
नहीं
find
हकना
this
था यार
player,
वहाँ पे
and based on the time, it looks like he might be
पीछे
safe.
से ना आ जाए वाइपर नहीं आता उधर चला
And,
जाए ऊपर मारे ना माइंड
start
फ्रीक और 4
hightailing it in
सेकंड
that
दोनों
direction
ऊपर
now.
मारे
So an opt for the next round, but just look at the credits on PaperX. It's not like they're going to be able to fully recover into a standard buy. I think the pendulum's kind of swinging in Gen G's favor now at 2-2. Economy's under their control. It'll also come online soon.
And as I said, when we saw them play against CDG, they had a really stellar, aggressive and confident defensive side. So I think for them, any sort of grinding out of these early rounds is going to be really important. Sure, you're still going to have an operator onto something, which alone can be enough to cause issues in the round. But as I said, they've been methodical. Their utilities look good. They instantly had a snake bite that went through to deny him that early aggression. It's expected at this point. By the looks of things, they may even just be going for an early A-take. They are all set up outside.
I liked what I saw last round. I don't know if you caught it in the replay, Tom, but a fist bump into a high five. Let's see how many high fives there are for Gen G after this one. They've got a lot of space, but that flash was perfect. Deadly from Divide, and he's managed to slip away towards the elbow. Another fight.
निकल जाएगा
A teammate in there. I don't know if they
3v2
forsaken
easy है
but they certainly have now.
अरे 4 सेकंड भाई रास्ता
down,
भटक
but
रहा
so
है
too are the majority of PaperX players. It's only something left, but he has that off. The 1v2 he didn't go for. The 1v3 it's tempted him. It's pulled him in for the fight. He hasn't found them to start off, though, and that dash already halfway up. Wants to close the distance. So many tough angles, tight angles to clear with this op in hand. And no idea there's a player up top. He's checking the road. Oh, what a shot! He was close by. Ready for that play. A third round found for Gen G. They're running away with this early game.
Yeah, still a close round for what was
भाई 4
invested.
सेकंड भाई थोड़ा भटके हुए हैं
जिंदगी
जिंदगी
in the
में
early stages for
तो
PaperX,
रास्ता
just
दिखाया
basically
जाए
having the majority and somehow managing to dodge some
बीच में
shots
घूम
that
रहे
I
थे
don't really
भाई
know how they did, but bringing it down to just one player surviving, keeping that economy a little bit more honest for Gen G.
ये शॉट बढ़िया था भाई
You see the
कहाँ देख रहा था
how
देख
fast
और
this
वो जो
man is with
रिफ्लेक्स
the
भाई
operator. The problem though is he's not going to be able to have it for this round. They didn't have the extra finances and the quick trading again, the fundamentals of Gen G, sublime.
1 kill, 1 death as well, so he's still 2 away from a Blade Storm. So we're down to just that rifle. But as we said, ultis were coming online. We saw the Seekers used by Lakia, finding a lot of information. This time around, PaperX have theirs, but also a showstopper online. That's a big weapon to have in the back pocket of Forsaken, and could play a role later on in the round. For Gen G, you can see their spread. This is a full default play. At this point, they're expecting PaperX to make some adaptations and to throw out some of that signature early round aggression. Still hasn't happened though. They're happy to bunker down and wait for that push to come through. Like I said, the other problem here, Gen G have a lot of credits built up. If PaperX lose this round, it's going to be skyrocket.
Oh, maybe when. That's not the
हाँ यार
start
ये
they
क्या
were
था
looking
भाई
for. 2 players down immediately. Forsaken's been a hero before, but down to
समथिंग
just
भाई
5
मोटी भाई
HP.
दोनों गुजर गए एक
That's
साथ
not really going to work too well for them. And the Seekers went towards mid, but also in towards the A side. The realizations there eventually.
भाई 4
Mindfreak can win this battle.
अच्छा इस पे पंच पे ऑल्ट है
It's such an obscure position to be in, but then it's almost revealed.
Oh,
Divide has done well. Bringing back 2 kills.
2v2 कर दिया भाई ने
Just about making it to
2v1
the
है
site,
almost
and it is
is
gonna
बहुत
bait in. Nice work from the side of Munchkin, teaming up with Texture. It leaves this man who did get healed up early in the round. As I said, he's been ever so devastating. Showstopper might just be able to clear, shoots it into the Viper's pit, but actually, Munchkin's just teamed up with his teammates, just left it. Doesn't even mind about the pit. I don't know if Forsaken realized it, but it doesn't even matter. Loses the fight to his counter raise, and the march continues on for Gen G.
Gen G are having a field day right now. Like I mentioned, the economy was in their favor. The ults that were there for PaperX burned up in that round to try and gain some semblance of an advantage. And Divide did incredibly well. In his position, he stayed down in screens, waited for the swing out. Player Munchkin up top, almost sacrificing himself because he's so out. They swung to try and trade. Divide had that beautiful off angle.
ऑल्ट बाहर था उसने खुद को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए क्या था साइड एंट्री करने के लिए तो वो खुला नहीं जा सकता उस पे लेकिन भाई को ऑल्ट पे ऑल्ट मारना चाहिए था फॉर सेकंड भाई को वो ऑल्ट लेके घूमा बहुत है तब तक भाई पर निकल गया टाइम मिल गया उसे टाइम आउट दिया फॉर सेकंड आई थिंक है ना
PaperX, they're going to be on stingers, weaker weapons, no ultis to fall back on. It ain't looking great. Off rip. Already, Gen G have found the same number of rounds they did last time they played Paper X here.
Yeah, I said it's looked like a different beast. I think they're a team that have done really well with the coaching staff. Someone as legendary as Solo, I don't think you're ever going to have the same mistakes twice. This guy has been around the block multiple times, and even just giving him a moment to talk here is going to be beneficial for them. Mind Freak off to a bit of a slow start as well, but also it is just reliant on those individuals a lot of the time. I think we saw some of the statistics posted earlier. Is like you compare the 5v4 conversion, Gen G, I think it's like 70-something%.
Mind Freak भाई 0 पे है भाई.
60-something, but then they have a higher 4v5 because they have those individuals that can turn rounds on their head. It's not the greatest stat you want to have ever because you'd rather just be winning the rounds outright. But they need some of those heroes to come online because they've been okay, but it's not been enough to take rounds off Gen G.
Haven't seen the numbers and clutches from Gen G.
Okay, hard कर रहे हैं.
Paper X also do very well in
रुक
those
जाएंगे
late
भाई.
rounds. Players like
नहीं hard कर इस बार.
bailed them from so many
ये
situations.
अच्छा उनका save
Weapons,
पूरा
like
out
we
इसीलिए.
said, and close range surprise factor is probably the best way to find value.
Okay, Mind Freak भाई ने अच्छा निकाला.
Picked up one, but Karen is making
Mind
this
Freak
one
भाई
look
और एक
easy.
भाई.
3 kills already under his belt.
info है इसके पास.
He's tucking in the corner.
Karen के पास info है. और क्या?
Easily with Mind Freak drop. That's his 4th kill of the round. The confidence builder if ever I've seen one. And that's the last thing that Paper X wanted to give to their opponent. Again,
अगर literally 2 से 3 निकलता तो something मैं hold कर देता पक्का.
It's the amount of players still alive on Gen G. They're farming credits by the minute.
अरे
but
भाई
something has picked up one more. 3 to go. One
तीनों
hell of a
एक
play.
साथ
They
भाई
made it
साहब.
and it ain't gonna happen. Look at that firing squad down below.
Yeah, I think against any other team, maybe it'd have a chance, but Gen G have been so good just playing off of each other, trading effectively. They don't even lose another member of the squad. 5 and 2, and I love the sort of switch up in tempo, especially in these anti-eco rounds. They're not allowing their opponents to really figure out anything that's going on. You have to TP to the back of sight, information clearing things out. The rest of the team quickly execute, and Karen actually sticks around. He just keeps the spot, keeps the control. Doesn't allow anybody to get too far ahead, and he even takes himself 4 kills while he's at it, so why not?
This is definitely where on the side of Paper X you start to feel that mental pressure applied. Defense has been tested again and again. They failed the test again and again. 5 in a row for Gen G. And now these are there. Showstopper fired off, and Munyet had no chance. No smokes for the way back through. No paranoia to play with. Still some flashes on Divide. But Paper X set up with a man disadvantage.
भाई जेन full confidence में, जेन की team full confidence में
It's not going to be
भाई.
easy to get back in here. As said, they're not banned in these 4v5s.
दोनों टीम को सेम एजेंट लेना जरूरी है.
The 5v4s.
नहीं वो surprisingly हो गया. ऐसा नहीं कि लेना ही होता है या फिर लेते हैं.
Well, Lackey and Meteor combined might be one of the fastest rounds we've ever had in the VCT. That was so
भाई
quick
साहब
from Gen G.
वो literally कुछ सोच नहीं रहे, सीधा घुस रहे आप. यार इसको हल्के में दे दिया उन्होंने.
Gen G getting opener after opener. They've used a couple of ults, but they're also able to stagger them. Like you're talking about, Showstopper used this round. Last round they used from the shadows to get the same sort of information.
ये miss नहीं करना चाहिए था.
Although that's already back online.
Yay, oh wow.
Huge. Hey, you got them the spaces around prior. And then Kara got 4 kills. That's why it's back online.
Well, this has to be a crushing one for Paper X off rip. Because again, they're left to weaker weapons in theory, but they've actually managed to mix a buy with light shields and full shields on something because he doesn't need a weapon. He's got 5 knives locked and loaded. We'll see what he can do with those, but the reality is, yeah, the momentum is very much in Gen G's favor. The economy is riding high after several reinvestments. Just take a look at the credits on that right-hand side. It's pretty for a number of rounds to go, maybe for the rest of this half. Still possible for a 6-6 scoreline, but it has to start here with a much better defense. Now, we talked about some aggression from this Paper X side, seeing it early on in rounds. So with a minute left on the clock, they're going for it.
अरे यार बहुत
Paranoia,
open
but the
खेलने
fights
लग
don't
रहे
go their
भाई.
way. Gen G winning out
क्या
every
भाई,
single
round
one. There's no competition, Tom. Barely a lick of damage done, and what is negated by the heal. This is a disaster. Something might be able to save them. He's made big plays before with the Blade Storm. There's one! And not 2! Damage, but no kills.
Oh! Munya has a chance. Somehow this has come back into a winnable scenario. Just needs to hit the bullet.
What?
Oh, so unfortunate. A nice try for the new man on the block. I didn't think there was any way that round was going to become competitive. But somehow Munyet made it close. The thing is, though, again, you just have to give props to Gen.G. Like, the beginning of this round, they were so ready. They had their whole team just waiting in mid.
भाई ने 3 निकाला था यार, 4th
Sure, the utility from Paperex was good onto a couple of the players, but the deeper players were so ready for that push to come in. It ends up being quite an easy fight.
Yo, not even close, guys! Not even close! Yeah, like I said, you know, there was no chance of them losing that clean. I thought something would be the hero, but Munyet, they complimented his calling, his play in the video we saw earlier, and I can see why. If he's fragging out like that.
Madrid में कौन सा server होता?
Close but no cigar. 7-2, Gen.G.
Yeah, we see here Madrid.
Close opportunity for Paperex to clutch it, and this could have looked very different, but instead, they're on an eco. They've already lost something. Stingers to play with. Sheriff on Forsaken. And Texture's got confidence for days. He sees an eco and he's diving down into vents after them.
The thing is, they've got so much control towards mid that they have to just be wrapping out from another position. But look how passive the players are. They know that there's going to be weaker weaponry, so they're just not giving them any of the close range fights. Powering up from above, there's not really an easy way to kill him. Maybe there is. Somehow Munyet got past all the defenses. Even still, though, his post-plant looks strong. Nade's still available. They've been taking these sites so quickly that they've had no problems just having late utility. Wow, the time almost looks like it's gone, trying to bait some space.
इनका prediction देख रहे हैं, बंदा साइड पे टैप कर रहा है, ये फिर भी सिटी देख रहा है. तो पता है सिटी से कोई आएगा भाई.
They have lost 8 rounds in a row. Other than the pistol in second round, they've achieved nothing.
It's hard to think about. Even the round that was close, comes on the back of the player needing a 4K to get it across the line. It's not what you want to see.
अभी something by का
early on in
पूरा
the series
क्या
on a
कहूँ
map that previously Gen.G got absolutely obliterated on within their region.
पूरा सा हिला हुआ है. Something मेरे को पकड़ने दो यार, थोड़ा हाथ गरम करने दो, फिर पेलेंगे भाई.
13 for us, well 13-2 you.
फिर हाथ करा.
An opportunity here at least.
भाई खुद के टीम ब्लाइंड कर दिया भाई ने. आ ये राउंड है. For second भाई जॉर्ड निकाले वाला.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Karen to try to challenge and he
अरे
got an
nice.
opportunity.
Something भाई का हाथ गरम हो रहा है अब.
By something with only one standing. It's an easy win.
3-8
to 3. Paperex.
अरे यार भाई something और for second भाई थोड़ा सा उनका हाथ ठंडा पड़ रहा है. अब गरम हो रहा है, गरम हो रहा है. आएगा.
Individual brilliance out of Forsaken. Definitely.
For second भाई ने तो निकाला जॉर्ड लेवल.
I think he doesn't get that kill if it's not for Munyet being able to kill off the close player.
second का रेस पूरा जिंग का याद दिलाता है.
We've seen them have strong attack in halves before, so even a sort of 8-4 scoreline would be a complete death sentence.
क्या हो गया? शादी हो गया क्या?
I'm looking at 2 operators on the attack though. Obviously it's something that can be dropped, but they are waiting for aggression here, and it's coming. It's coming.
They ain't waiting in the right spot though. Those ops are elsewhere. And that mid control is going to be completely conceded. The golden gun on Lakia.
Okay, push it, push it.
Good to see him showing up. Really swinging.
Good decision, good.
I think he's currently 12-6, 2 KD on the board, and a chance to push it even further at 8-3. Paperex tried a mid push, got denied. Now it seems like they're caught. 1 foot in the grave. They don't know whether to continue on that aggression or reset for the later play, and Gen.G have not made a decision. With a minute 5 seconds on the clock, they don't need to rush. They're holding tight, waiting for Paperex to make the mistake.
They're so nervous of someone being within the smokes that are placed. Most of the time, those smokes are being put down by Munyet just to deter aggression, which is exactly what it's done. Texture, though, might have a fight. Because they're so passive, the operator could be so valuable here. There's no one on the backside once again, but the spike is looking to wrap around in the other direction.
ये वाला निकलेगा शायद.
A peek out from something.
ये अटैक होने वाला और ये पे 2 बंदे हैं
already. But it won't matter too much for now. It's going to activate the dash. Something goes peeking, but now I'm just looking at that timer. TP into the backside once more. It's been cleared out, so the spike will be able to go down. This almost has to be a complete retake.
Oh, nice shot by Lakia as well.
Okay.
There's his 13.
Spike drop.
An opportunity
Right,
indeed.
double up
spike
थोड़ा
down, 15
बड़ा
seconds
decent
left. It's
attack
time for Gen.G to get a move on. Munchkin has to step out from
अच्छा
that corner, and he's been caught.
Phantom उठाया.
They need to dive on that spike and get it planted.
Oh, क्या था ये? भाई रिप्ले बनता है इस बात की भाई.
4 second का देखा.
वही.
Certainly nothing to
Replay,
celebrate.
replay.
This has been a strong performance from
Ample,
Genji.
ample,
Lakia
ample.
leading the charge and plenty more left in the tank for this second half. You have to hope that Paper X have got something special planned on their attack because
भाई 3 बंदे लाइन ऑफ फायर भाई भाई ने 2 राउंड कंटिन्यू 3 के निकाला
a troublesome position to be here, but
चलो टाइम
the fact is there's definitely still opportunities. Even still though, you said Lakia's performing. Let's hear from him now.
안녕하세요. 젠지 스포츠 소속으로 활동하고 있는
लो क्या बोल रहे हो भाई ट्रांसलेट करके बताओ कोई आप
무엇보다 플레이오프에 진출하게 돼서
अच्छा नीचे आ रहा
것 같습니다. 일단 첫 스타트가 되게 힘들었었고 오늘 또한 첫 경기 자체는 되게 힘들었는데 그거를 잘 극복해내서 좋은 모습 보여줘서 기쁜 것 같고요. 이제 플레이오프에 진출이 원래는 첫 목적이었는데 너무 이루게 돼서 기쁜 것 같고 남은 경기도 이제 잘 준비해야 할 것 같습니다.
It leaves it down to just one player actually within the site. They have to go running in though. Karon might be able to just ruin their day, and that's exactly what he'll do.
먼치킨 선수가 젠지에 들어오게 되면서 저희 게임 스타일이나 그런 수준이 되게 올라갔다고 생각을 하고 그리고 이제 네, 개개인의 실력 또한 이제 먼치킨 선수가 저에게 콜을 되게 많이 해주는 게 피드백을 많이 해주는 게 있는 것 같다고 생각합니다. 자신감은 늘 넘치고 우리는 준비되어 있고요. 그리고 이제 진짜 더 잘하는 모습과 더 좋은 모습을 보여드리기 위해 잘 저희가 준비해야 될 것 같습니다. 이제 플레이오프까지 진출하게 됐고 이제 또 경기들이 며칠 뒤에 올 텐데
कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी वॉरज़ोन आ गया मोबाइल
हाँ अरे मैंने नोटिफाई कर रखा था मेरे को याद नहीं पता मैंने शायद 1 साल या उससे भी पहले करा था मैंने नोटिफाई सालों पहले भाई वो इंस्टॉल मींस आज मेरे मोबाइल में गेम है भाई मोबाइल में तो मेरा गेम है नहीं कुछ फिर देखा कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी वॉरज़ोन आया चल हो गया था नहीं अभी तक आया खेल के देखा तूने
और कौन आया भाई
नहीं
That first half, 8-4 when we left you. And now it's time for Genji to close this map out. At least that's their mindset going in. Paper X, their attack side is about to be put to the test. And the big thing to write home about last time was something diving into sites. The thing is, he had a Yoru causing a lot of chaos for him. Now it's a little bit more conventional, but that's never the name of the game with Paper X. In he goes! Something's looking for a fight. Paranoia is perfect. Snake Bite's even better. And with 1 HP, Lucky doesn't stand a chance. The rest of the squad comes in to save him. But they've ended up falling to a 3 versus 1 with Meteor left standing and his back wide open.
What?
जी भाई
क्या था ये
Almost was a costly
क्या
one
मतलब है डेड शॉट की याद दिला रहे हो
DCT में Manya needed to hit that headshot at the end. It looked like there was a
क्या था ये
where Meteor managed to turn that back. Even still though, it is the pistol round for Paper X, and that is the thing. Even with this compositional change, the thing that it adds is firstly, you're going to have that paranoia available for Manya. Set them up in, as we saw at the beginning of that round.
लेकिन ये
But
मत
also,
बोलना
it's
हम भी
almost- we're gonna
कॉम्पिटिटिव खेल लेते
continuously see the switch up of who's going in first. So you're going to have Forsaken, sometimes taking space for something, maybe if he has that operator in hand, and something in that round taking space for Forsaken. They are a deadly duo, whether the Yoru's there or not.
There's a reason that they went to this comp after all. Nice shot by Meteor. Opportunity for more, and he's landed that shot as well. Forsaken's very low, a big help to any teammates that end up taking that fight. We may talk about the Outlaw, but this man's making it work with the Marshal, the cheaper weapon. And okay, an opportunity if they had have spotted the player in the corner. Monyet, though, able to deliver the killing blow. Mind Freak fell to a snake bite after being... Oh! What is that push from Meteor? You will rarely see a man with the gumption to do such a thing. Karon, 1 versus 2.
भाई का डिवीजन बढ़िया था भाई
Yes, he's far away, but that might mean by the time he gets here, he could pick up a weapon.
कैरन भाई इधर नहीं प्लान कर दे मैं बोल रहा हूँ सुन ले और भाई पे क्लासिक है कैरन भाई पे
Plays of Paper X have been so fast that there's actually still loads of time. They don't need to over-aggress. They've just thrown out the guiding light, the flash to get them a little bit of extra information. Still no weaponry found. Now Karon does
अरे
have
अपना
himself
भाई तो
paranoid.
रेडिएंट है
Brought up his
बड़ी
full
लगा
belt
रखा
of
भाई ने
utility. If he can somehow isolate one of these jewels, for now at least it seems like he's waiting for that site to be taken. Smoke will give that away, the spike being planted.
चलो बार बजा रहा है बार बजा रहा है
If there's any
नहीं
gun
नहीं
in that.
ये और एक आया
Oh, there you have it.
अच्छा और एक बल्ला आएगा
We've got a Bulldog to play
चलो भाई
with
कैरन भाई
100 HP.
और
Apparently
बल्ले
still online. Both
हाँ
smokes.
बेटे बाप को बेटा बोलता भोसड़ी
Timing
के
is key. And they
तो
slice
बाप
it
को दल्ला
together.
बोलता
That's
है.
a 3-2-1.
चल
Perfectly on
पहले
cue.
फिर तू पी के आया
They
साला
won the round, Tom. 3 players
दूध
down.
पी के
This
आया दीदी का?
definitely isn't how they would have wanted to start it. When I
फिर
add
साला
to
आज
that
पी
that
के
it's a
आया
Marshall headshot, okay, what can you do? And
यार
another
बता
Marshall
अरे
हाई
क्या हुआ
तो
मैंने एंडिंग नहीं
pushing the
देखा
smoke close range, using it like a shotgun. That's not going to feel
सही
great.
बता
And
तू
the
आज
other
फिर
player
पी
died
के
in a
आया ना
snake bite. So few
नहीं ना
kind of
पागल है
random
क्या
engagements
चल झूठा
that ended up
तो जब मिलेगा तब
rocking
क्या
the
मैं
boat a
पीते ही
little bit
रहूंगा
for
क्या भाई
Paper X. We'll see how they recover.
ये
But the
रग
thing
रग
is
से
as well,
वाकिफ
the
है साले
players
यार
really don't
समझा
want those
मैं
ults to be
नहीं
going
पी
over
के
to
आया
his
भाई मैं
Meteor.
जिम से आया
3
हूँ अब
away from
आराम
the
से गेम
Blade
खेल
Storm,
रहा हूँ
even just a bit of damage in this round, and he'll have something for the next.
मैच देखो
Now, this
मैच
purchase from Paper X has players
काय का
now
मैच
fairly low on
और
cash.
से
You've got Forsaken
PRX
and
से चल रहा है
Mindfreak
जेन के साथ
down at 150
नॉकआउट मैच
credits,
है
so for the next round, they might be in a little bit of
नहीं
trouble.
देखो
Forsaken, though, he's just gone
कोई
walkabout.
लाख
He's
और क्या ही
sprinting
करेगा
after Lakia, but he isn't going to be able to land the shot.
और
At least
सेकंड
for
भाई
now.
फंसे पड़े भाई
It's only going to be
कोई
the
4 सेकंड
control
भाई
that's
को
lost for Gen G.
No heavy price tag associated.
भाई वेंट का तो दो बैठे हैं भैंस की कूदे तो गए
Hold 2 players and they're dropping.
गए दोनों गए बोल रहा था
It couldn't be easier for Lakia. Signed, sealed, and delivered to this man with the heal up for his teammate. Munchkin's going to be back up in fighting form. And in a 5v3, that's another nail in the coffin for Paper Rex. Tagged up a little on a ranged fight. And what an adjustment from Munchkin.
अराउंड गया भाई PRX मतलब
As now there's only 2 attackers
आ गया भाई
standing.
PRX
Their chances are looking
वेंट
pretty
नहीं
slim.
कूदा था
Yeah, he
उनके पास
almost
इन्फो
killed
था वेंट पे बंदा है
Devi through the screen as well, so he's going to be half HP entering the site. They don't even
लेकिन
know
उनके
the
पास ये
Munchkin's
इन्फो
there.
नहीं था डबल है
A perfect
बस यही बात है
reposition. This might be a flawless
Big Bro
return
boys
to
ass हो
form
जाए
as
भाई
Devi's the only man left standing. A 1v5 scenario.
अबे डिफर भाई को जाके बोलूंगा ना कान में भाई एक ऐसा हो जाए गाली देगा कह रहा भोसरी के इतना आसान है
They
खुद कर ले
invested some extra credits into this round, so the next round's not exactly going to be pretty. Wouldn't normally talk about saving, but I think actually holding onto a gun here would have more value, and he's just been seen.
अरे
Knows
मीटर भाई ने
exactly
देखा
where he is now. I imagine there's going to be pressure placed onto this man. Blast packs could be thrown in, but it's just going to be the entirety of the squad looking to just jump down upon him within those last few seconds. Well, it's not even needed. First one gets the job done, and Gen G will extend their lead.
5 players alive, you know, it's a little scary because it feels like since the very beginning of some of these halves, Gen G haven't had a problem when it comes to economy.
ये जंप नहीं करना चाहिए था एक्चुअली में भाई ये
6 to
जंप
9
नहीं करना
scoreline, Paper X
इन्फो के
attack
साथ
side. They get a decent buy out of it. And, you know, it might even seem weird if you look at the timeline. You lose the 3rd round after winning first 2. What's the issue? The issue is the damage done. 2 players alive coming out of both of those rounds. It meant constant reinvestment, and Paper X now left with a stinger
लो भाई भाई
and
पर
a
लाइनअप
sheriff
सिखा
light
रहे
shields on most
Let's
players.
go
Some heavy disadvantages to play with.
भाई ने हक दिया
I mean, it kind of has worked because Munchkin fell into it, but not doing exactly what they intended.
भाई मैं सिखा दूंगा माइंड फीड को टेंशन मत लो
Again, an explosive start to the round. Almost
Bro.
a kill. Well, I tell you
Oh!
this is
Shot
exactly
for a
what
second, भाई.
Paper X does. These fast-paced plays into the site.
समथिंग
As
भाई बहुत
mentioned,
मिस
this was a
कर रहे हैं
weaker
यार
purchase. They had some
लेकिन
pieces
इजी राउंड है
missing
PRX निकाल देगा
with that Sheriff and Stinger.
भरोसा है भाई
Now though, you look towards the players of Gen G in this 2v4 scenario. Flash is
Info
already
मिला एक
going to reveal Texture's position, and they've spotted Karen as well. Although I say that, the peek out never really came in. The player behind the back of the site.
ओके ये ब्लाइंड
Probably
राउंड
seen it
घुमा
now.
सकता
It
है
gets a little bit more interesting. Space given to Texture, but it's
Nice.
both shots landed by Mindfreak.
ये राउंड तो जीता
He's been
भाई
quite
माइंडफील्ड वाले
solid,
दो
but
शरीफ शॉट
popping a
मारे
couple
ये
of heads
दिखाओ
with the
भाई
Sheriff
देखा
isn't
नहीं
gonna go amiss.
Well, this is definitely
Replay
the time to
में
wake up.
vision
You know,
दिखाओ
we gave the same
माइंडफील्ड भाई का
caveat coming into the last half, and then Gen G ran away with it. But here, a challenge early on, and more importantly, a challenge with
माइंडफील्ड भाई का
so
POV
many
ओके नाइस शॉट
weaknesses.
अरे नाइस
This was a
शॉट
round
क्या
where
मारे
you
भाई
have a couple of rifles, and what ends up winning it is a stinger diving on the site, 2 kills out of a sheriff to close the round out. Doesn't get much better than that. It was even a classic jumping around the corner to find one of those opening duels in elbow.
It's also now you've talked about it's 8.
अरे आज मैं अभी बाजार गया था
8-2 scoreline.
तो ये कैरमबेट
Difference
देखा
now is 2. That's how close Paper X have managed to bring this.
कैरमबेट
कैरमबेट को कैरम
200 में दे रहा था
Serious pressure. Half the team
200
still
में
waiting patiently.
चल 200 दे तो मेरे को दे रिवर वाला
He's managed to TP.
ये नहीं नॉर्मल ऐसे ही था ब्लैक
From Caron. We talk about picking
भाई
his
यार खो दिया लिटरली खो दिया
And it works. You know, sometimes you just got to throw out those curveballs. You're focused on so many different things. You don't think the Lunatic's going to be up top, but my goodness, what a reposition from him. and clearly one that wasn't expected on the other side. And again, we fall back into economy discussion around this squad. They've been sitting pretty, they've been looking fantastic. They were able to obviously rebuy in this round because of the
ये ट्राई
counter
करेगा एक
going
बार
on.
5 स्टैक में
And well, they only really needed one of those rifles by the looks of things.
रेस
A
जेट
timeout
वाइपर
called by
वुमेन्स फाइट
Paper
ट्राई
X, as they
करेगा
can now feel
भाई
that it's
इनके
getting
चुल
very
बराबर भी
late
खेल
into
नहीं
this game.
पाएगा
We're at a stage where if Gen G picks
इनकी
up one more,
कोऑर्डिनेशन इनकी
they'll
जो
be
प्ले
knocking
आउट प्ले है भाई
on victory's door.
एजेंट से क्या फर्क पड़ता है मैंने अभी देखा है भाई रैंडम भी सोलो खेलने जाता हूँ ना बहुत सारे टीम ऐसे आते हैं वो लोग चूज करते हैं ऐसे पीआरएक्स की तरफ से आया ना हाँ पीआरएक्स का टाइम आउट लग रहा था
Munchkin's been doing well.
वो लोग ना वो
फैनेटिक बाहर केसी बाहर
सीएसके का कैप्टन चेंज कर दिया
क्या
हाँ कौन है अभी
ऋतुराज गायकवाड़
इट्स ये फ्लिकर है
ओए आवाज नहीं आ रहा स्ट्रीम का
हाँ मैंने बंद करा ना अभी खेल का रहा
अलग नशा में वो
भाई यहाँ से ज्यादा तो यूट्यूब पे व्यूज आ रहे भाई
वही तो
And is able to win the round for them.
लिटरली ये साल पहला है जब उन्होंने यूट्यूब पे स्ट्रीमिंग स्टार्ट करा इससे पहले वो लोग सिर्फ ट्विच ही करते थे
ना करता था पहले भी होता था
मैंने यूट्यूब पे देखा नहीं इससे पहले
ये इस साल बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है
हाँ
बहुत ज्यादा
इससे पहले हाँ यूट्यूब पे इतना ज्यादा लोग देखते नहीं वाला वो नहीं था एंगेजमेंट नहीं था अरे फोरा सॉकेट भाई क्या कर रहे हो पूरे लेफ्ट में हम बता रहा और क्या counter blind.
To see the return for Gen G as another is found. Something falls. 2 rifles still in play. Seekers still in play. And a few flashes here and there. 1 in fact.
अबे कौन क्या चला रहा भाई बंद कर दे.
Not a lot for them to fight their way back through with utility, but it's this man's position that might get them something. He's found another with the weaker weapons. This man's an animal. Oh, he's being put down. And for Paper X, they look to take it elsewhere, but those steps are hurt. Meteor's in position, unbeknownst to them. You might have her trail, but well, it's a little more difficult to deal with her cleanly. Mindfreak, the last man standing, 1v3, and Munchkin's already spotted him. He's in no quantity with a flank underway. Munchkin just needs to buy some time, back off, and let his teammates take it. And gets this kill, he's got himself a Viper's Pit to play with.
Pit से जाएगा.
That's the thing. He's literally just
P3 निकालेगा पक्का.
He knows that flank is coming. I really love it. It was brought up by Lack
ये मैच क्या लगता है पीआरएक्स का?
He believes that like playing with someone like Munchkin has brought a lot of depth to his own play.
अरे फोर्सा का ना भाई अकेला खेल रहे भाई समथिंग भाई का अभी भी हाथ पैर गरम नहीं हुआ भाई.
Pulled Mindfreak towards him. He had no plans to fight him at any stage. Wants to just play the higher percentage play, and that's why Gen G have been able to convert a lot of these advantages.
और सेकंड भाई मार तो रहे लेकिन उनका किस्मत थोड़ा खराब जा रहा है.
A lot of the time I don't mind these gambles, but I feel like Forsaken has been one of the sort of glimmers of hope. So you were almost going, he has to get something, otherwise it's just now a push without him going into the site, and it didn't work with him.
You know, the thing is for Paper X right now, at an eye test, you might think it's not doom and gloom.
पिछले दिन मैंने Google पे भाई
it's not that bad. There's a chance for them to fight back, albeit here with weaker weapons, but they've looked
अबे
good.
4 alt है जिनके पास.
They've won 4 of those 7 rounds off the pistol and follow. Like the injection of rounds early makes this look like a much closer game than it is. But Gen G have been dominating in rifle rounds. Now they've got 4 ultimates to fall back on, up against weaknesses.
Oh, nice.
But no
ये बढ़िया था
a
something भाई.
big opening kill for the side of Paper X. Could now be theirs. Gen G might start to panic, might make a mistake,
nice.
and with Munchkin inside the smoke isolated, that might just be the mistake they were looking
yeah,
for.
but it's
this could be big! He actually switches away, and it's just going to be the shutdown.
Surely
from Meteor. He starts off the round and ends it as well. 12 to 7. This map looking over, as you said, in terms of buy rounds, we've barely seen anything. 3 of them, in fact.
Actually, में ZG का पूरा टीम खेल रहा है. सबका kill almost
same है. Up against 4 ultimates, only the Blade Storm that's gone. Like, keep in mind,
Gen
G have a full buy with Seekers, with a Viper's Pit, with a Showstopper from the shadows. And so that's a lot for this defensive side to close out this game. If you remove those ultimates, it looks like they'll close out the game. Almost all of the buy rounds thus far. The closer rounds for Paper X have been individuals, and they need to show up. 5 in a row needed. The challenge already underway. Munchkin, okay.
वो नॉर्मल गेम में खेलता है. कॉपी में कभी नहीं खेलता.
The fact is, underestimated the pacing. Black here in the corner, but they expect it. He's stuck in the mud. Good utility usage in this round. It leaves now.
अभी तो कोई लेना नहीं
He's had some
चलता अभी इस
magical
बार का
plays. They
मेटा
know
नहीं
exactly where he is. Well, it seems so. Monia goes bouncing past him. Now there is a flank, and no one really watching it. Although it seems like texture.
भाई का होल्ड देखो अरे निकाल सकते हो भाई
Player behind. We saw a 1v1 taken, but it won't matter in the end.
भाई जैसा
A
काम
1
कर रहा
versus
है
5. Some serious mistakes needed, and Munyet's going to put him down immediately.
मोनियट का टाइम अच्छा
There it is. The start of the way back for this squad. They've actually managed to deal with the vast majority of the ultimates as well. Gen G are left now with just a Viper's Pit. We listed all of them last round. They got used. They found nothing. So not only winning a buy round, but winning a stacked buy round in terms of ulti. Still got some left to play with themselves. The Blade Storm can help out. The Pit can win rounds. And with 4 needed, Gen G are finally seeing some negative economic state. They're that peek from Lackey was not expected. Good flash too, and it's a double. He's got his teammate Meteor with him, and they're absolutely extinguishing the flame of Paper X's early fight. This squad's going to have to go back and reconsider, surely.
Yeah, I like this. Just a direct counter. These A-side takes have been one of the major problems. Viper's Pit, although they might just about win 2 duels. A little bit dangerous. Spamming. And because of that, being able to get rid of Meteor is a big pick. Because that was looking like map control and a man advantage for Gen G. Instead, much more of a problem. And also bear in mind, Lackey is the only one who can't be healed.
That cam there is very important. Just seeing something clear the spawn, you see how much space they lost. Because this Viper's Pit isn't just stopping a push, it's stopping all of Paper X's plans. Their plan was to blitz A. They get slowed, they get stopped, and now they have to go back and re-clear everything. Even if there's not a player flanking, if they're just pushed up in B main, holding that aggro intel, you're going to find it very hard to actually dive in. Now this TP is to B side. Up top, it's going to be broken last second with something down below. Spotted and taken down. Gen G have the advantage. They're going to challenge Munchkin inside. What a mistake that was. Welcome to his world with Munyet, the last man standing, and a free kill presented. He's got 3 more to go.
15 seconds.
He's found the 4Ks in the past, Dom, but this would be exceptional. Good luck to you, and good night.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough there. And the fact is, the running through of that Viper.
पेट में ऐसे कौन घुसता है भाई बिना चेक के
भाई ये ना मैंने एक बंदे को कहते हुए देखा है एक मतलब रेडियन का कहा था भाई ये 2 लॉबी में होता है एक आयरन लॉबी में बंदे बिना चेक करे घुस जाते हैं अंदर दूसरा रेडियन लॉबी में तो बंदे जब घुसते इतना एग्रेशन में रहते वो चेक बात वही है
After this.
कितना टाइम का ब्रेक है
2-3 मिनट और
Hey, in this series, I'm going to walk you through it.
Yes, करते चल रैंक
क्या हाँ
रैंक
Let's go.
और अश्मित आउले ज्यादा बिगड़े हो गए तेरा चुप हो गया
अरे कि गूगल अकाउंट उससे फोन में साइन इन कर रहा था साइन इन नहीं हो
रहा रैंक देख भाई ये कब का मैच है भाई 250 साल पुराना है
पर भाई एक नंबर मैच
1 साल से तो ज्यादा का है इतना बोल सकते
गेट का डबल अप ड्राफ्ट क्वालिटी
साउंड का है चल पढ़ ले भाई
साउंड नहीं है गेम का हेलो माइक का धूप आवाज आ रहा है ये अपर लॉबी तो नहीं है सिल्वर इतना शिफ्ट करके भी
मुझे गोल्ड बोलूंगा
पर या गोल्ड और 34 क्या करो
फ्लैट
फ्लैट तो नहीं है फ्लैट तो नहीं
तो फ्लैट करना
क्या लग रहा है
सिल्वर भाई
फ्लैट भाई
आयरन कह रहे हैं
बोल
भाई यार मैं बोल रहा था भाई इसका रैंक लगी नहीं क्या ये
नहीं भाई आयरन में ऐसा ट्रांसफर नहीं करते
अरे तुमके लगते हैं भाई भाई इसने चेक तक नहीं करा है
His legs. 120 on Sky. Watch out from heaven. Heaven. Nice. So up on mid.
बोल
फ्लैट
क्योंकि देख बंदे ने अच्छा मारा तू सिर्फ जो मार रहा है उसे देख रहा है अगर अच्छा ना जो एनिमी है उसका देख एनिमी को देख इसने जब पीछे टीपी करा ना ये बैक ऑफ साइड इसने चेक तक नहीं करा केजे ने देख केजे के सामने से टीपी करा उसने
His legs.
अब हो सकता
120 on Sky.
केजे अपना यस था
Watch out from heaven. Heaven.
Heaven.
Nice. So up on mid.
गोल्ड
क्या फ्लैट होगा क्या एम तो अच्छा दिख डायमंड
तो ये डायमंड है
अरे इस बंदे का क्रॉसहेयर प्लेसमेंट
लेकिन डायमंड में इतना क्राउच नहीं करते हर स्प्रे पे
इसने बोला रेडिएंट के बंदे क्राउच करते पता है क्योंकि तू अपर
नहीं लेकिन इतना ज्यादा नहीं
अपर लोई में जाएगा ना बंदे हमेशा हेड पे एम रखते तो बंदे इसलिए क्राउच करते कि उसका गोली मिस ऊपर से चला जाए इसलिए क्राउच करते वो इसलिए नहीं करते कि स्प्रेस मारना है और फैंटम के साथ
Muito aqui. Não smoke. Caiu, tá hookah.
Meu Deus.
ठीक है था
पछता hookah
Meu Deus.
Muito aqui. Não smoke. Caiu, tá hookah.
Meu Deus.
पछता hookah
Meu Deus. Meu Deus.
mano, os dois estão
थर्ड वाला एम अच्छा था
Os dois estão aqui, velho.
Calma aí, última round, mano. Mano, você tem ult, velho.
calma porra desgraça
Nossa, velho, segura
aí
muito
o
ult,
cara
mano.
nem tava aqui क्या ये क्योंकि इसका क्रॉसहेयर प्लेसमेंट ऑल टाइम हेड पे था लेकिन भाई एम से भाग रहा था
Muito aqui. Não smoke. Caiu, tá hookah.
Meu Deus.
Pछता hookah
Meu Deus. Meu Deus.
mano, os dois estão lá.
Os dois estão aqui, velho.
Calma aí, última round, mano. Mano, você tem ult, velho.
calma porra desgraça
Nossa, velho, segura
aí
muito
o
ult,
cara
mano.
nem tava aqui क्या ये
ब्रॉन्ज या सिल्वर
150 भैंस की किसी की इज्जत ही नहीं है ब्रॉन्ज सिल्वर पहुंचा दिया उससे तो ऊपर है चलिए क्रॉसहेयर प्लेसमेंट अच्छा उसका ऑल टाइम हेड पे था मेरे को गोल्ड लग रहा था गोल्ड से मैंने हटा के फ्लैट करा फक ब्रॉन्ज सिल्वर नहीं है भाई इस बंदे ने आयरन भी दिया है दल्ले लोगों ने भाई शर्म नहीं है देते हुए Let's go.
Fuck. Up.
ऑटोमेटिकली क्वालिटी डाउन क्यों रहा
Fuck. Up.
ओके अच्छे शॉट से
يا اخي لين والله معروفه حركاتنا نروح مد 3 راوندات واحده نروح بدون مد رحنا اي جو اي راحوا
Sound zero nose.
انترفيو
ये क्लिप
ऊपर क्यों देखे जा रहा देख सब बात अलग जगह ये ऊपर क्यों देख रहा था ये जेट ये देख अबे
देखा मैंने
यहाँ पे देखिए ऊपर ही देखे जा रहा है ये देख गांडू क्या होगा ये बता। ये तो भाई जहर एम थे भाई सच्ची में।
गोल्ड
अरे वे एसेंडेंट
डायमंड
इमॉर्टल होगा।
डायमंड
डायमंड के ऊपर है, डायमंड के ऊपर इतना अच्छा रिफ्लेक्स नहीं दिखाएगा। साला गोल्ड
तो
बोल
करना
रहा
डायमंड
गांडे। इमॉर्टल है भाई इसकी।
भाई
बोला भाई एसेंडेंट इमॉर्टल है भाई, ये देख के पता चलता है भाई। देख गेस टाइम देख दोनों का एसेंडेंट इमॉर्टल 97%। गोल्ड देखिए
रेडिएंट 4%।
7% भरवे में 150 आता है देख गोल्ड।
अबे हम जेट का बता रहे, जेट गोल्ड का था।
जेट साले जेट का रैंक थोड़ी देख ले हमें हौले। चलो रेस का क्लिप है, रुक जा क्वालिटी ऑफ कर दो।
सनसेट का है।
सिल्वर या गोल्ड, तो क्रॉसयर नहीं है या फिर प्लैट।
क्रॉसयर अच्छा है, मैं यूज करता था ये।
अबे हौले क्रॉसयर प्लेसमेंट की बात कर रहा हूँ। क्रॉसयर
तो बोला
कैसे
क्रॉसयर नहीं।
Oh my god, you're back. He's back.
Flat.
He's back.
फ्लैट या डायमंड ज्यादा था।
मैं तो फ्लैट ही सोच रहा हूँ।
63 क्या सोच रहा? ये तो भरवा अभी आयरन बोलेगा।
गोल्ड
गोल्ड में इतना क्या प्यार है भाई, पता है तू पहुंच नहीं पाया, इतना ऑब्सेशन है
भाई। पहुंच गया था मैं, समझा।
अभी की बात कर रहा हूँ ना।
मैं सेल्फ गोल फ्री हूँ, समझा।
फ्लैट या डायमंड बताओ। गोल्ड
फ्लैट।
एसेंडेंट दो। अच्छा पिछले वाला इमॉर्टल था, पिछले वाला तो भाई लगा मुझे यार है बंदा, उस पे बात है। लोग भैंस की तो गोल्ड बोल दिया होले। ओके ओके
डायमंड
भाई, डायमंड का वाइपर इतना अच्छा रिफ्लेक्स मारे तो हो गया भाई, गेम खत्म। ये वाइपर है भाई।
एसेंडेंट बोला मैं
नहीं खेल रहा भाई, पिछली बार ऐसे नहीं, इसे मारा बहुत अच्छा है, मारा बहुत अच्छा है। पिछली बार मैंने एसेंड करा तो भाई इमॉर्टल आया, इस बार इमॉर्टल करा तो एसेंड आया भाई।
1% सिल्वर लिखा है, कौन है भाई ये?
That's not
मैंने बोला।
अच्छा तो थोड़ा ऊपर करा। अरे लोटस नहीं हुआ अभी तक,
हो जाएगा 2 मिनट में हो जाएगा। पहले
साइफर लिया यार, जेंजी लिया।
हाँ इनका क्या क्या लिया है?
फोर सेकंड लिया साइफर।
जेंजी का है रेस फेड वाइपर केजे ओमन, रेज ओमन स्काई जेट साइपर। डिफेंस लिया आई थिंक पीआरएक्स ने, है ना? डिफेंस लिया।
They will be going into elimination on day 1 of playoffs. Mitchman and Tommy, how are you guys feeling about this?
Well, Yinsu, I'm feeling excited because at worst, we should have a good game on our hands. Last time around, Genji won both pistols here on this map, and it was still a very close
सब सुपर लाइट यूज करता है लॉजिक।
Now, Tom, they come in
हाँ वो हल्का है ना तो इजी पड़ता है। मेरा वाला माउस मुझे दिक्कत देता है कि वो बहुत भारी है भाई।
ऊपर से वायरलेस से
अबे उनके साथ कंपेयर मत कर भाई, हट जाएगा तुमरा उसमें उनके सेटअप में।
This isn't the comp they played last time, but it is the comp they ran versus Heretics. I think it's slightly better for them overall. Still has something on the Jet as well, because they had a similar comp to this, but with him on the Reyna. I think this just allows him to do more damage. I like the start though from Genji. Okay. They had that 3-man push initially. Didn't expect anybody to still be around the angle, and because of that, they've lost the first.
For second, Cyper खेल रहा।
1 man down already.
What the freak?
मैं तो बोला वही।
मैंने ध्यान नहीं दिया। अच्छा माइंड फ्रीक ओवर सिंगल कंट्रोलर खेल रहे हैं ना
भाई। वो ना कभी डुएलिस्ट लेगा, कभी इनिशिएटर लेता है, कभी सेंटिनल लिया।
अरे हेलो हेलो
He brought a knife to a knife fight.
क्या था ये?
3 kills already. This guy's been sensational.
Got respected from Karen. He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna be the coward.
भाई
I'm not
बदला
gonna
तो
go
चाहिए।
reload. Respected it.
हाँ भाई।
I'll take you in the 1v1. And well, I'll win it out. And that. Well, Paper X,
Heaven
once
का
again,
smoke
we talk
नहीं
about
आया
the
भाई।
Advantages and their conversions.
हाँ माइंड ट्रिक तो बहुत लेट मारा।
As they get into the site, they get the initial opener and they get an entry, and then they don't convert the round.
तो
It's just
smoke
it's
नहीं दिया,
good
सारे
work from
angles
Gen G,
open
but you
हो
always
गए।
have to look at Paper X and go, these are moments that you expect them to be able to convert. Not the start they were looking for.
ये क्या रिवील है? ये क्या रिवील है?
Proactive approach from the defense, constantly looking to garner extra control. And Paper X, they're going straight into the site.
Oh yeah, look, they're willing to dive. We can tell that as soon as Munyet picks up this agent, and well, he
चल दे भैया। देख टोटल 3 मैच होगा ना आज? आज अगर PRX जीतता है भाई, मतलब टोटली ऑल ओवर नॉकआउट मैच है ये। अगर PRX जीतता है तो मैं PRX का क्लासिक लूंगा। चल अब
ठीक है, पक्का ना,
पक्का लूंगा।
बचे हुए VP से क्या लेगा?
वो मेरी मर्जी साले, बचे हुए पैसे में क्या लेगा? भाई T3 अलग फॉर्म में लिटरली इस मैच पे, वो अलग फॉर्म में है T3। अरे मैं शॉर्ट फॉर्म में बोल रहा हूँ ना, तू लंबा क्यों कर रहा है?
टेक्सचर कितना लंबा लग रहा है?
अच्छा ठीक है, टेक्सचर अलग फॉर्म में है भाई, अच्छी बात है। वो जो लास्ट मैच में भी मारा, उसके जो फ्लिक्स थे, इस बार रेस खेल रहा है, सही है।
हमेशा ही रेस दे।
हाँ?
Listen, he's a wise man. I've always said that, Tom, and he's just proven my
Gen Z
point.
का क्लासिक मेरे को इतना अच्छा नहीं लगता,
This
वरना
off
मैं
rip
शायद
for Gen G, and a little bit of danger for
golden
Texture.
color
That
का।
crosshair's lined up on his head, and it's done some damage, some serious damage by the looks of it.
Banner अच्छा है।
77. Texture's
Banner अच्छा है।
Lucky has dropped.
हाँ टाइगर
The
कुछ।
spams heals for most players. Divide the only one to stay quite low, not having anyone to bring him back to full fighting health. The reality is though, they're in a pretty good position. The close range spot by Karen shouldn't be left unchecked. There's still a flash.
ये देख ब्रोंज का बड़ी लगा है।
आयरन का लगा रखा है भाई, इसने किसने? कौन था वो?
स्काई ने।
नहीं मोनिएट रेज ने, PRX से रेज ने। मोनिएट के पास है।
I think a little bit too
मोनिएट भाई आयरन का प्लेयर है ये।
Munchkin on the other side of the map, and
साला मेरे पास नहीं आयरन की बड़ी भैंस।
I don't expect him to.
आयरन बड़ी बहुत मुश्किल है। सोच रहा पूरा एक्ट तुझे आयरन, पूरा एपिसोड आयरन।
हाँ वही ना, एक्ट नहीं 3 एपिसोड तक आयरन रुकना है भाई। अरे समथिंग भाई, थोड़ा तो हाथ पैर गरम करो, इतना टाइम हो गया। अब ये बोलना मत कि हार जाएंगे, मैं रो दूंगा भाई।
This is getting very costly for the attacking side with Munchkin not stopping anytime
भाई मैं
soon.
सच में
He's
रोने
already
वाला हूँ
picked
भाई।
up 3 and now he's quickening his pace to the site. The time is so
टाइम नहीं है,
desperately
टाइम
low
नहीं है,
and he
टाइम नहीं है,
doesn't know
टाइम
where
नहीं चल
Defy
रहा
is.
है।
The element of surprise gets Paper X the kill and the round. But at what cost?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Every single gun just goes for overhunting a player that was going to have a gun in the next round anyway. Like, I understand wanting to earn those extra orbs up, but this is one hell of an overextension. Just constantly fighting versus a player that had a bulldog. Munchkin, well, you can already see him smack talking, and well, it's not the only thing getting smacked.
मोटा भाई गुस्सा है अपना।
Round 4.
भाई लकिया ओडिन का बदलेगा, ओडिन का बदला ओडिन से लेगा मैं।
Chance for Gen G to shut down the way back through for Paper
ओके
X
डोर
very
स्पैम कर रहा है
early
वो।
on. We know this
समथिंग
is
भाई
a
देख
map
के
where
भाई
both
इधर
teams
वाले में आ
have
सकता है।
built a tight contention, but with Gen
लो
G,
है ऊपर
they've
से।
done that extra work on it.
हाँ लो है भाई, वो वाल का वो था ना। अच्छा 9-1
Worried
HP
for
क्या लो?
Paper X. It's early
नहीं अभी
times
बहुत
just
लो
now, but with showstoppers online
He
for
do
both
have-
squads, we knew
Luck
this was
है।
coming. Munyet's on the way, head caught on the arch on the way through.
भाई
Slowed
blind
him
का
down enough
timing
and
था
actually
सच
bought
में।
some time for Meteor to escape. And for Munchkin to round the corner, no one's going to go down to that showstopper, but it's claimed a lot of space.
Yeah. Oh, they don't realize how close Karen is. He had to move because of the Tiger. Monya's going to try and aggress. This is risky. Multiple players on the other side. Showstopper, he should be dead. He actually almost manages to catch one. Even still, though, this is fantastic timing. Couldn't be worse for something.
क्या round भाई?
It's going from bad to worse.
अरे for second ने sniper ले तो वो hold क्यों नहीं कर रहा?
Spams. At least been able to get one, but they don't know if the player's still on the spike. The second tap will definitely help them out, but it's Odin just going through. Too many bullets to dodge
मैं तो बोलता भाई save कर लो भाई बेकार में.
They break back immediately. And well, we mentioned them losing all their players. It's going to hurt now.
Yes, yes, it absolutely is. Now you see the butterfly effect of that. Well-placed showstopper by Textures. We said there were 2 online, only 1 found its mark. And then the chaos afterwards. Every time you see someone on PaperX turn their crosshair to look towards an angle where they've just seen someone swing or they've just lost a teammate, they get shot in the back because that's the exact timing that Gen G go for the retake on all sides. Gorgeous stuff, 3-1. Odin being kept through, Lakia going way up in my estimations, let me tell you, buddy. And the spams, well, they're not having too much success, but they don't need to. In this round, PaperX have basically nothing to play with. 4 sheriffs.
Well, also they've already taken the control. That's the main reason. You've got Karon aggressively up. It's allowed for a gamble rotation, so he's just moving that Odin elsewhere. Not the most common door to spam because you are open to a couple of angles, but it won't matter. And this is the thing. Scenario many a time. Find a kill, TP back. Karon is excellent at knowing when to reposition as well, so they can leave those spots open. This is ambitious.
Where is he going? Where is he going? He's made it just about around that corner, but well, that was risky. If they came through that wall, Tom, I'm not sure that would have went the way he was thinking. Spray good for Munchkins, a narrow alleyway to fight in, and wow, that's a lot of damage. No chance.
क्या था भाई वो 5 HP में मारा.
Weaker weapons, they don't have a lot to play with. And they'll get nothing done. A flawless round. I hate to harp on the economy, but Gen G off to a flying start with it yet again. Yeah. It's feeling reminiscent of last map, but it is still very early days. Plenty of time for PaperX to find their footing. They don't want to waste time throwing rounds away. They've called a timeout.
That's the funny thing. We might actually get to the point where we can just highlight when Gen G don't have money.
Yep.
We'll just save time.
Yep. Yep. It's the play.
They've had it the whole time throughout the series. I like the pause, though, coming out from PaperX because this has been rough. And even looking back versus KC, they struggled when it came to this attack inside. A lot of that was a bit of a peculiar composition, but I don't know if this one's looking any better for them right now. Also, it has a lot of reliance, again, on this double duelist. There was a moment or 2 at the beginning where I was like, okay, something looks like he's here to play. But ever since then, they're just getting boomed. And everyone on the other side for Gen G has looked utterly fantastic. In this round, at least, one off a Blade Storm. Showstopper, the only ult that isn't going to be playing a part in this round for either side. And Munchkin already having that Viper's Pit online. Clearly, this is a time where Alex needs to earn his money. Otherwise, I think PaperX are taking that fast track straight to the lower bracket.
I want to at least get that 3rd map out. You know, officials are a different ball game to talking about regional play, especially against a team you've already played on that map. You're testing so many deeper things, and I think for them, bombing out like this in the uppers, it wouldn't speak well for what's to be seen because Loud Sentinels, they're not going to be any easier.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't want to face up against either of those teams right now. Here we go, though. Again, early paranoia. I think this one is not really going to be played upon. I like the idea, again, using that haunt to get them space, but something, I think he's just going to disrespect the utility. Had enough of these pushes coming through. He is going to get pinged up. They know where he is, and Texture's already there to support.
That's it. They're trying to punish the Odin. They know that it's not easy to fight from this angle, especially when the door gets open, and now he's dead. But that's what it's all about on Gen G, filling in the spaces and being able to fight afterwards. But with a return from PaperX, they've got a real chance. The headshot angle held by Mindfreak, but Meteor's just ducked underneath it, playing the limbo, and he's winning this game with Mindfreak down. It's 45 HP, and a dream turned to a nightmare. PaperX losing out on another. They had a good pacey take, managed to put the players on the back foot, and filled in every gap that Gen G were trying to stuff their way into. They always had someone to take that second fight. PaperX had someone to take the 3rd. This time, though, they lose out when it comes to the post plan.
क्या हुआ ये वाला रोल वाला देखा नहीं?
They really could have used that round.
Yeah, this is one of those things as well where Meteor's in a 2v2 scenario. The amount of times I feel like I've watched him just get both kills and his team is still rotating. Like he's just so confident at this stage in his individual ability, and even just ducking under where he assumed his opponent would be holding. That was again another big round for Paperex. A lot invested, even having some decent early trades, but it isn't to be. And now, well, Bladestorm is really all we could talk about, and they're still ready for his initial play. Almost goes down, but has managed to dodge that singular bullet fired by Texture.
Yeah, the thing is that's sending them elsewhere. Forsaken was trying to claim some space by sneaking through. We saw good success for that. I think Monyet on the previous map was throwing out a few of those little feelers. But the idea now is you can't play up against that op. This ain't the round for it. Your Bladestorm's already gone, and everyone else has pistols. Close range, numbers advantage is the way to go, and they've done it. At least trading out the first. Karen, though, he has been consistent every single time they've challenged him. This guy's coming up with multiple. 7-2 right now. Teammate ready to swing, and luckily, because Karen was dropped very quickly, so too is Meteor. Hell, it's winnable for Divine, but his knife was pulled out. Tried to evade some spams or some, well, players emerging from the smoke. Unfortunately, he jumped right into their crosshair. 6-1 for Gen.G, and 4 ultimates online coming into round number 8.
It's one of those scenarios where, again, Paperex have made some of these rounds look somewhat competitive, but Gen.G are consistently able to clutch out the late round. Again, as you said, ults are in their favor, finances are in their favor. There's at least a lot coming online in this round for the side of Paperex. Counter operator going to be invested into onto something. Here's at a very quiet start to this game, and a reaction shot from Texture already puts down Monyet.
You see the idea as well? We see the aggression, we try to take space elsewhere. Denied on A, because Gen.G are getting aggressive, giving Paperex a taste of their own defensive medicine. This is a really good start with 4 ultimates to fall back on, 3 of which will help you out if you're in a pinch. For Paperex, where do they go? Where do they take it? Maybe they can get a neural theft if they can even drop a body. And they cannot.
Oh, no.
A wallbang kill with the Odin from Lakia. That's something dropped. That's the op down, and he's looking for a little bit more. I don't know where they're going to take this on the attack, but I think I know what the result will be regardless.
Forsaken's been quiet as well, and reposition. Nice shot at least. Will make things that little bit more interesting. The reveal as well will tell exactly where their opponents are. Knowing there's only one player here, the turret though, keeping things disruptive. And Meteor, again, full sprinting to help his teammate out. It gets close for a matter of seconds, but Gen.G continue their utter dominance in this match. 7-1 on the defense. I don't know, yeah, second pause is going to be called for Paperex. At this point, I feel like they're running out of ideas. I also just did tidbit as well. Last 3 times, Gen.G have won, played and won this map. 8 rounds on attack, 9 rounds on attack, 9 rounds on attack. They're 7-1 up on defense.
Ooh, that's not good.
I would say that's very bad.
That's
if you're a Paperex fan.
That's quite poor. Yeah, and the reality is for Paperex, you're looking at the last time they played this map against this squad again. You know, I was looking back at that series, which worked perfectly for me today because it's the same maps. But the funniest thing is something. He was on the Reyna and he was popping. He was doing well. Will I say justified a Reyna pick? Maybe not, but we know on a good day he absolutely can. This time, I don't care what agent he's playing, he's having a damn tough time. 2 and 8. Compare that to Split last time, finding so many opening entries on that attack side. Now listen, I'm going to be the last person to complain about Jet dying on the attack, right? Often that's your job. But here, we haven't seen those dive plays as consistently. At least that hasn't been the crux of their attacking side. The problem is, how many rounds have we seen where literally 10 to 15 seconds in, it's 3v5. No control, no benefit for it. One guy goes down, they push somewhere else, that guy goes down, then they sit there with nothing to do.
Think about the spots that Gen.G are also willing to claim. Like, they pushed out 2 players in all the way past Mound. They weren't even holding the deep angles anymore because what's the point?
And
they're
they pushed
try and
A
swing through
with 2 players in the same round.
Yeah.
Right, so like this is the thing. You even peek your head out and you go, oh, are they rubbled? Yep, they are. I'm dead.
Yep, they're everywhere.
Now we have no advantage. We're playing
from
behind.
Push B? It looks like they are. Insta-smoke. B control being taken by 3 players. Just waiting to see if the push will come through in that direction. It's going to allow them the fast take back of this control. Paranoia immediately put through. The trade's not awful in the beginning, but they quickly divulge into nothing for the side of PaperX. Forsaken trying to claim it back though. Finally, he comes alive.
Well, this is the round that he needed to wake up in. That spike is theirs, and they can walk it straight to the C site once that door is closed. 16 HP, Mind Freak on 42, but Texture's got an op and an nade. And there's a snake bite left. This could be very, very dangerous indeed. For now, though, Texture's not deploying the nade. Instead, sitting down, op in hand. 16 HP, turned to 0. Nice shot with the operator as Mind Freak now has a nade below him. He's safe up top. He's got the angle, could even pick off Munchkin. That can make it winnable, but Texture's a little too quick.
I love it.
I didn't think he could fire off that quick.
It's just like, he's got an op as a negative, and then it's like, no, never mind.
Wide swings it. Like, all right, we're quick scoping now, but that's the level we've hit for Genji. 8-1, Tom. Yeah, I almost wanted to say coming into this map, well, it can't get any worse. It just has. It was 8-2 at least last time.
Yeah, it definitely is looking like a golf in class, which, again, considering this is the #1 and #2 from the same region, that we've already seen them play a best-of-5 series that was a 3-1, and a lot of the maps were close. It looks like Genji have leveled up, and for PaperX, I don't know if they've fallen off, because that's looking like the difference between these two is not the same we've seen before. All 5 ultimates, by the way. Genji don't need them. That's actually the point we're in. They don't need the ults. They're just winning the rounds anyway.
Normally you'd be thinking at this point, oh, let's just throw one out just to see.
There you go.
There it is. Okay. Cycle the economy a little bit. Here comes the big rocket, and it's not landed. It's not found the value it needed to. The lockdown has been destroyed, and Meteor was tagged down quite a bit.
That's the value, right? That's the value. They got rid of the they got rid of the lockdown, so they can at least claim some space. He's screwed. There's no way he survives that.
It's a little messy. It's giving PaperX a chance, Tom. They haven't planted the spike, but they don't need to if they win these fights again and again, and they have. Lakia dropped, leaves Munchkin 1v3. If he wins this, I'm putting the headset down. They've got decent amount of HP, and they've lost Mind Freak. Okay, but it's all right. They've still got 2 players, no utility to play with. They've got to just take these fights, not one at a time. That's the only thing I beg of you. Not one at a time, not up against Munchkin right now. He's 11-4. He's been winning round after round, but a reposition by Forsaken. The swing is good. And the double peak wins the day, 8-2. Deja vu for PaperX. And, well, Genji got to be feeling confident. The good thing is they used 3 ultimates there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That they lose the rounds, they use the ults. That's the weird thing about it. And again, a lot of this just came down to some brilliant individual play from Something, finally putting a couple of kills on the board. The fact is they did peak Munchkin individually. First player peaks, dies, second gets dinked, and it's only finally they reposition. I think we would have needed a new desk completely for Alex if they managed to lose that round, but it's scary that it even got close.
I think just get rid of the desk, man. Punching bag with an LED screen in it.
Whose face is on it?
It depends on the game. Make it interchangeable. Well, Forsaken's picked off Karen. That's a fantastic kill. Look how open the A side is, and they've made that realization. There's no further challenge. There's no utility. There's no reaction from Genji. So Forsaken realizes it's wide open, and he gets caught by Lakia. That timing was near perfect. You have to, well, I mean, you could call it a mistake. At the end of the day, he was open to like 6 angles, so he has to just be clearing those, constantly being paranoid about them. The site, though, is lost, and PaperX will find the plant nonetheless.
Showstopper online. Not wanting to allow them to set up. Something's going to try and get aggressive, but it's not going to manage to land the shot. Now, I think the flash through the back might have actually caught Munchkin, so he's going to actually reposition through B instead. Move away from the flank position. It's open. I think it's because Divide's having to check too many angles. The Seekers at least will give it away. Showstopper has been thrown in. He might get caught by all of the Seekers, but his teammate's got his back, and that means he'll be able to kill off Mind Freak. The remaining player's a bit of an obscure position. Munyet has not been cleared yet, and because of that, he's going to be able to deny the defusal. The spam doing so much damage, and now it's all on to Divide with an operator. First shot missed, but he just needs to kill the guy defusing, and he's done enough. There's no time left. Finally, PaperX pull out the miracle rounds we've seen from them. But everybody will go down with the ship.
Hello.
Well, it's the same thing as what we saw before, Tom, right? They're getting this little resurgence towards the end of the half. This time, PaperX didn't have the pistol to help them out. They were both on the previous map, putting them up 4 rounds, and they ended on 8. But here, they're doing it on the rifle rounds.
भाई सुन ना मैं अपना ये ब्राउज़र से YouTube चालू कर रहा हूँ तो नहीं आ रहा मेरा आईडी मेरा आईडी नहीं आ रहा उसमें YouTube का अकाउंट
लॉगिन करना होगा शायद उड़
लॉगिन कर रहा हूँ तो कहीं और क्या बोले तुम्हारा YouTube ये अकाउंट सस्पेंड हो गया ऐसा बता रहा हूँ
पीसी
हाँ
Too much. This battle is now changed. It was previously Karon being solo, and now it's Texture, and his operator has been fierce.
अरे लोग स्प्लिट नहीं खेल रहे
Looks like they're going to go back into it. Is there a flash? Is there anything? No.
अरे भाई
No,
ऐसे स्लो
just a dry
पिछलों के
white
ऑफ पे
peek
तो
by
क्या
Munyet.
होगा भाई
Players up top looking to trade, but Texture's out of the angle too quickly. PaperX have given him another shot, and it looks like another bite of this apple. As around comes another, but finally the miss is there. Texture gets the reset though with low HP. He's dancing around, but he's being caught. There was no escape this time, and with Lakia falling, a real chance emerging.
Okay, ये बढ़िया था
It looks like PaperX have finally woken up. They've found some punch to be packed. Let's see. Meteor's on his way in. Up close with a teammate further away. Munchkin's making a lot of noise. They're trying to find an angle to deal with him, and instead running into Meteor. Well played. Now they can group up and try to force this 2v2 with the Viper's Pit. That was a little scary. Thought Munchkin was about to be spammed, but now they've got a lot of space as they close in the distance. No snake bites to play with, though. That could help out, keep them way out of this pit, and with Munchkin falling, it's done.
Okay,
nice. 8-4 at the halftime.
पिछली बार भी 8-4 करा था इन्होंने यार.
Some legs to stand on, some foundations laid. But the second half will be tough if they lose the pistol.
Yeah, it's almost identical to what we saw in the last half.
ये जो निकाला हुआ ये जो शॉट कनेक्ट हुआ ना भाई बहुत प्यारा.
I was thinking from Forsaken's point of view, I didn't even really see anything. That's how good Texture has been. But again, it's those player deficits that are actually what turn the tides over there. Well done from PaperX to at least get something.
Well, Tom, it's time now to toss this one over to Divide, who had some words to say earlier.
I think it's like a stressful game. I feel like, for me personally, I feel like we are playing against ourselves because the way they play is kind of like similar, you know. I mean, trying to outsmart them. I mean, they were very good. I would say they are smart and they're kind of like one step ahead, especially on Lotus. We kind of like way behind them. Yeah, I think we were taking too easy, I think. I mean, they did exactly what we were watching them, like in the VODs, like they play the same, like they're not scared, even though this, like, I think for some of them it's like their first time in Masters.
दवाई भाई का
दवाई भाई यार बहुत अच्छे they actually perform.
करता हूँ तुम्हारे इंग्लिश.
Test
तो अल्लाह का मर गया.
That's rough. Blinded and Monye just popping off. Yeah, Farmer even spotting the right there. Over towards Shybox. This guy's on front.
इतना धीरे बोलना है अपने चैनल पे तो मत बोलो इससे.
I mean, the good thing is probably.
अरे कोई बंदे YouTube पे कोई वीडियोस बनाते हैं इतना आस्ते से बोलते हैं सुना ही नहीं दे रहा.
Specific kickoff and yeah.
उससे चमा तो बोल.
Texture is giving us a lot of problem. Just killing us or like punishing us.
क्या लग रहा है कि PRX कमबैक करेगा?
Insane as well, even though he's a newcomer. Insane as well, even though he's a newcomer. But I think he's probably like.
PRX कमबैक करेगा कि बता? क्या लग रहा?
And yeah, I mean, insane.
Hello.
Yeah, we want this to be a competitive match that it definitely has not been. Genji looking like a competitor for the crown, and thus far we haven't seen the PaperX that we know and love. This pistol round might just be a deciding factor. Great start from Munyet.
Munyet push करा.
Already pushing aggressively on the other side is.
तो solo push क्यों करा भाई?
someone to try and make their move. And he's
अकेला
going to go back for a little bit more. Has to use the dash to get out of there and is now waiting for the cavalry to arrive as the rest of the team somewhat far away. An opportunity, but
Forsaken ने निकाला लेकिन Meteor ने
keeping the numbers in their favor. Something needs to do a little bit more. He's done some damage.
Okay, nice.
A shot right to Texture's temple. That's going to put us in a 4v2 with Paper X. Definitely favored to take this pistol now. Forsaken fallen. A little bit more of a chance. Something though delivers. He's up top and not spotted. Easy. That's a 3K for Something. Looks like even he's starting to heat up.
That's exactly what they need. Just him having confidence. Because you look at some of the fights he's taken and there's definitely risks about it, but that's always been his play style. Even on a Gecko, he's basically an op main, so then get the finances built up early, get the orbs rolling on the duelist, which is exactly what's happened thus far. Get that sniper into his hands. This game can definitely slip back. As said though, for the majority of the matches we've seen, be it mostly in Pacific, Gen.G have been much more consistent on their attack.
Pistol win then was essential for Paper X. Now the follow-up looks easy. Very little to play with for Gen.G, and even if they drop something, he's the player that's walking with the pistol. So the margin for error has already been reached here. Any further kills will be costly, will force some level of reinvestment from the side of Paper X. But on the defense, they can keep distance, and with the buy that Gen.G have, they're definitely not favored on ranged fights.
Defiant will be solo, but you can see the rotation already coming out from Munyet. Jump peek will give him the info to go back in with that Marshall. This is a round that they shouldn't really have any opportunity to win. The weaponry not falling into the hands of the kills they've garnered, and
let's go Dawai.
Players they're pushing into are actually just going to start pushing into them. A good round from Paper X as they manage to bring things again back within 2. But the fact is, it has been the buy rounds where Gen.G truly have been a level above.
Well, just look at your screen. Besides Something, this is a round that often you're going to look at as an eco, but 3 orbs away from a Blade Storm means he can force up here, buy an operator, and potentially have a Blade Storm, even if they lose the round. With how consistent he normally is with that op, I would definitely put stock in him finding at least the 2 orbs. 1 kill and a death. We'll see what he can get up to.
It also means they can gamble the control. They've got him holding onto the A site, an aggressive position from Munyet. This is not really the gun you want to have here. Somehow he gets out of there unscathed. They also had an initial setup for players outside C, but after that spot comes through, fading back. Now the cross has already
मुझे वो Gmail आया था ये
Something
YouTube
now
की
in
तरफ
a pretty deadly position, honestly. I think Meteor's a little bit lucky there to even get 1.
Well, here's the chance for that operator to finally show its ugly face. Ugly for the side of Gen.G as they lose a player right off rip. And it's Texture, the man with the responsibility to take the space to close the distance. Now they'll be a little bit slower on the way around these corners, which is just perfect for Something. He had to be watching the right way, though. And Munchkin caught him unaware. The same happens with Devi, though, leaving it to a 3v2 defensive advantage. And Devi walkabouts. He's been so good. 19 kills, looking for his 20th and his 3rd of the round. And it looks like he might. Oh, he will get the opportunity, but he's being dropped. Doesn't matter, because Munyet's there to catch him when he falls. 8-7. And now this gets me excited for Paper X. That round puts them way back in contention because Gen.G got an eco.
Yeah, I like the way they play it as well. After the initial spot, that there was at least 1 player lurking. They know that there's an opportunity to potentially steal a gun away. So they 3-man push. Even a trade there's not too bad, knowing there's something on the other side. And even though he only gets 1 kill, he does enough to delay and allow for those rotations. Devi as well, though, as you said, he's been fantastic. 19 and 10, topping the entire scoreboard right now. Something once more. They know he's going to be here. They know there's a high chance he'll be here, and they're actually going to really put the pressure on early.
Gen.G, they have players lurking elsewhere. Trap just got broken on B. So now for Paper X, they have to be worried about the flank. It means you're not going to have Forsaken there to help with this fight. Instead, Something has to do it on his own, and again, he finds Texture. That's a big part of this take. They tried to seize the space with him blast packing in, but instead, They've been left to try and
अरे
trade it
Meteor
out.
भाई के
2
पोजीशन
versus
बहुत जहर
3.
है.
Meteor's good position has been noted. As we said earlier, they know that trap was broken. They know there could be someone around here. It's why you see Devi wait for Mind Freak, wait even for the plant to come through, while Munyet finishes this flank. Looks like they're aware. Well, they're very much aware that something is going on. I mean, PaperX haven't made a move. Why haven't they? Why are they not trying to fight for any bit of control? And that's not something they'll find an answer to until they plant the spike.
It looks like because they've spotted players near B and they're worried about their spawn, they're actually going to go fighting aggressively. This could be a big win if it comes through. Nice work from Meteor. 1 bullet left. And nothing being spotted towards the spawn. This means they know where they are. The peek out is perfect and he goes back with the pistol.
What the
he
freak?
does it alone.
Mind the
Meteor's
freak.
going to confirm
क्या
the
करे भाई?
Mastercard Thrifty. And what was looking
Meteor
like
भाई
a
ने अकेले
round
निकाल दिया राउंड.
firmly in the hands of PaperX falls to 1 man.
1 man with 1 big gun and 1 medium gun also. Very ambitious to go for this. That could have put it to a 1v1 top, but he was having none of it.
That's what I said about this guy. He knows he'll hit the shot. For some reason, when it's him, a 2v2, and he goes, okay, I've got the first one, he always peeks for the second, and weirdly, he always gets it. That's the thing. Every time I'm sat there going, I'm ready to critique, and then he gets the kill, and I'm like, well, fine then. I guess that was the right play.
Well, uncouth, but it works this time. Certainly caught his opponents off guard with Genji 9-7 and claiming that round. PaperX have weaknesses. An operator in the hand of something.
Look at where he is.
Something कहाँ
It's
बैठा
not
है
really
ये?
an opping angle normally, is it? Oh, nice flash, that's good. But he hasn't got the dash anymore. It's faded out. But Munchkin, oh, the shot's missed. And Munchkin's been given a second chance at life while the showstopper is again just, oh, I thought just used for space, but if he fires it out close, no, he doesn't pull the trigger. And now he realizes his mistake as the dive comes in from PaperX. They've got a lot to work with.
The old Stoke should be, well, in theory, forcing them back, but it hasn't happened at all. They went aggressive, made this one problematic. Spike already planted at least, so they're going to have to respect it and just fall back. Munchkin's still holding, and they have a pretty nasty potential crossfire just with the amount of time that can be born. Munchkin is just looking at that clock. That's all he really aiming for, sitting back, waiting for the push. He manages to land the first, almost onto the second. But PaperX respond in turn, a back and forth so far in this second half, and they close the gap once again to just 1 round.
Well, that's the response and resurgence we wanted to see. This game, this map, and indeed this series
He would
is
have
hanging
killed
on a knife's
something
edge.
if he just shot the bullet. That's got to be so infuriating.
Yeah, I can understand he doesn't want to give away his position, but, you know, you make a decision there. Do you gamble it? Do you not? And, well, he chose wrong. Chips on the wrong color. Well, 9-8. And for PaperX, it looks like they've really got their hands dug into those reins. The economy is low. We've seen Genji win low by rounds. There's a Viper's Pit online with 1 kill from Munchkin, 1 orb, 1 plant. But the main thing is something has got basically an all right now. That's a Yassine dash. But it works out for him. No punish. And the reposition gets him another kill. Swing.
Shot something by.
To the side of PaperX.
क्या निकाला भाई ये PRX हम जानते हैं भाई इस PRX को हम जानते हैं
they have somehow
ऐसे निकालते
made this
मक्खन
comeback
मापे
happen. 5-1 in the second half after what was basically, we were at a scoreline where this looked over. What was it, 8-1? And then they went 3 rounds in a row. And that's the thing. You don't really think it at the time because an 8-4 half is still great, but it seemed like
भाई जहर ये जो राउंड निकाला भाई वो राउंड देख भाई क्या प्यारा राउंड निकाला PRX ने मतलब ऐसी PRX को हम
You were mentioning it.
ये जो राउंड निकाला वो 9
मैंने वही अपील वो किया क्या बोलते हैं कस्टमर केयर में उसका अपील किया है YouTube का
Yeah, it looks like they're
कि मेरा जो अकाउंट
trained in on that with Texture finding a field day. 2
भाई ने
HP
बहुत
left on
मुश्किल से
Divide.
निकाला है
They'll find
2
it hard to
HP
get any impact from this point. A stray bullet enough to take him down. But he's
What the
freak? The flash covers his retreat. No more flashes and they don't regen anymore. But an opportunity still. No.
High classic.
2 versus 3 though. Viper's pick could change the game.
Doable है 4 second है something
बहुत broken है कितना यूज करता है
हाँ
ये प्लांट कितना ज़्यादा यूज करता है
हाँ हाँ
They just fall back to enable the reload.
भाई निकाल सकता है.
Never mind, he's just looking to reposition completely. I think they know exactly where he is, but somehow he still wins the battle. 3 bullets left in the clip, the pit's been dropped. He's already going to spot one, but he's now just out to the classic, and it's a classic v classic. Black is the one to take it home.
ये
These
निकालना
rounds are
चाहिए था भाई.
getting insanely close. And it's a back and forth once again.
भाई दवाई भाई बहुत जहर खेल रहे हैं.
A pendulum swinging.
For second, अरे पता नहीं माइंड फ्रीक भाई थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही वो खेल रहा है.
2 rounds for Paper X, an immediate answer back by Gen G, but the fact that it comes down to this, that the Viper is dropped outside the pit, and then that's the result. Clean as can be with a final right click to close it. Gen G, they've got a lot set up in front of them, Tom. There is a showstopper for Munyet. Other than that, everybody is just on the rifles. Credits are low. Gen G could be on the home stretch very, very soon, and Forsaken in that corner needs value. They've not seen him. He's good for 1 and damage on texture.
Texture बहुत टैग है, texture बहुत टैग है.
Very, very pivotal factor.
43 हो सकता है.
ये कनेड आएगा.
So many players are low.
या ऑल्ट ना हक दे बस.
The corner, it's the rocket to find him.
That's the thing though. That trade's all right. That was the low HP player that goes down. I don't think they're going to mind that
texture
whatsoever.
वाइज को ऑल्ट से निकालना मतलब वो पहली.
Something about to try and go through this. His teammates a little bit further behind. No flash available for Device, so it's just going to have to be the raw push. Already managing to retrieve a rifle, but
भाई वो crouch कर गया, वो हेड में गोली मार रहा. तब्दील भाई के साथ एल हो गया लॉल.
They don't have backup credits. They don't have anything in their pockets other than a blade storm.
वो crouch
This
कर गया.
could be the beginning of the end.
It feels that way, Tom. 2-round gap. Gen G in this series have just been miles ahead when it came to these rifle rounds. And again, it seems strange that 13-8, to talk about it as a dominant game. Yes, it is a strong score line, but not damning for the other side. But when you look at both pistols, that's a 4-0 start based off of coin flips. And Paper X managed to just about come ahead. When it came to rifle rounds, they weren't able to succeed.
वो टीपी क्या मतलब है
वो साउंड देना है, बंदे समझेंगे उसने ए पे टीपी करा क्रॉस के लिए वो थंबे के पीछे. अरे यार दवाई भाई मौत. अरे वैसे भी सेव राउंड है, ये राउंड तो क्या पक्का 9-12 तो होने वाला है.
And with 12 looking like it's on the board, Tom, these players, they have to be feeling
Wild Freak भाई का चल नहीं रहा भाई.
lower bracket is beckoning them, and there they'll face elimination.
मैं सोचा वापस रेस स्टार्ट.
There's no easier fight for them than a team that they know. The devil they don't is coming.
4 seconds है ना.
Have got their number this round at least.
अरे हाँ अगले हफ्ते.
अरे वो लगा 4 seconds का वॉल में.
It got absolutely nothing. And the second we've got into these post plants, that's where Gen G have looked their most fearsome.
अरे हाँ वो खाद कीमत अभी आज एक नया बंडल आया, देखा तूने?
हाँ बेकार सा.
तो हाँ एक हफ्ते बाद आ रहा है सोवेरियन 2.0. ठीक है, नया एजेंट भी आ रहा है, सोवेरियन 2.0 भी आ रहा है. सोवेरियन में पता नहीं भाई ओडिन एंड फ्रेंड्स
एजेंट तो जल्दी आएगा.
एक साथ आएंगे दोनों.
नहीं एजेंट पहले आएगा सर.
नहीं एक साथ आएगा.
एजेंट 24 को ये अनाउंस करेगा ना, दिखाएगा.
आज ट्रेलर आया अभी थोड़ी 10 मिनट पहले, देखा था?
नहीं
दिखाता हूँ. मैंने भी देखा नहीं, मेरे पे नोटिफिकेशन आया. मैच के बीच में दिया उन्होंने.
मैं बंद रखूँ नोटिफिकेशन.
Paper X are not dead, not down, till you stamp them out.
अच्छा ये लोग already rotate कर गए भाई. अरे.
Path to recovery, 3 straight rounds in OT in a third map. A lot of win conditions. Gen G, 3 ultimates to fight their way through. Paper X don't have reactive.
ओए नहीं आया है तो कोई.
दिखाता हूँ ना. Down the showstopper, and of course the nightfall. Any one of those can open sights, pull you out of sticky situations. Door open. That was the defenders, but it's covering Munyet's push forward. Problem is, okay, good nade up close. That's going to force that player out. The open problem is Texture was covering it. And now the push on mid is spotted as well. 3 players left for Paper X. And it looks like they've still got a fight in them. Nightfall won't evade it. He's being caught. But, oh, it's fake information. The Shrouded Step is bought a little bit of an advantage for Mind Freak as he's still alive, his HP recovering, but with something down, and Divai very much known towards that spawn. Mind Freak's on the wraparound, wants to move towards that singular door. For this, Divai needs to buy some time. He still has a flash to play with. There it goes. It's popped and it's cleared out this corridor. Divai's even won the fight. The smoke is down. A chance if Mind Freak can make it to Divai. If they can take this fight together, but they don't know where the last players are. And the nade has even forced them back for a second. The time now very low. And with 2 players still to root out, it might be too low. Divai just dodges that siege, but Mind Freak down. The time now not to be played with. Okay, no, Texture went out swinging. There's no chance. There's no chance whatsoever. He had to stick it underneath his nose.
GG. जेंजी भी तो वही है एशिया पैसिफिक.
हेलो
क्या
क्या
क्या बोल रहा है? तेरा माइक से आवाज नहीं आ रहा है. खाली हाँ हाँ.
देखते हैं ऑफिस रहता है जो पता नहीं ट्राई करेंगे. हाँ मांगता है ये रहेगा.
ये देख
पता नहीं कंफर्म नहीं मेरा.
देख रहा
हाँ.
फ्लैश साला कंट्रोलर फ्लैश कर सकता है भाई, वो भी जहर वाला. ये कैसा फ्लैश है ये?
क्या एनिमेशन है पता भी नहीं चलेगा.
हाँ भाई ये देख. और एक चीज, ये जो चीज है ना, मतलब कह रहा है इसके पीठ में देख एक बैग है. ये देख बैग है. तू बैग टीममेट के पास छोड़ के जा सकता है. जाके तू फाइट करेगा, तू मर जाएगा तो वापस टीममेट उस बैग से तुझे निकाल सकते हैं, मतलब जिंदा कर सकते हैं.
उठा सकता है
भाई साहब, मतलब देख रहे हो भैया.
ये तो कंसेप्ट है, वो है रिवाइव का कंसेप्ट आर्ट.
वैलोरेंट ने ऑफिशियली दिया ये. बस 2 ही एबिलिटी शो करा इन्होंने.
ज्यादा नहीं. आज 21 तारीख है ना, 24 को पूरा बता दे.
हाँ लेकिन आएगा नहीं ना, आएगा 1 हफ्ते बाद. अभी सोवेरियन 2.0 का बंडल आ रहा है. ये देख
देखा हूँ.
मेरे को लग रहा था बंडल. वैसे नाइफ के बारे में किसी नाइफ कैसा आएगा?
नाइफ बोल रहा जीनो हंटर का एनिमेशन होगा.
हंटर का?
हाँ.
ये क्या है? ये वैंडल है? ये वैंडल है? किसने बनाया? कौन सा सस्ते रिटेल ने बनाया? ये क्या है?
मैं उसका तो है 4 सेकंड तो फिर क्या.
हाँ 4 सेकंड सोवेरियन नहीं. पता नहीं नाम अलग क्यों दिया. कलर वेरिएंट्स बता. अब वैलोरेंट के ऑफिशियल साइट से बस ये लीक हुआ, बस 4 कलर वेरिएंट्स.
4 रेड ब्लैक और रेड
पर्पल टाइप एक है, रेड है, ग्रीन है, गोल्डन ब्लू. और
मुझे रेड ब्लैक देखना है भाई. कैसा
देख फैंटम शायद सोवेरियन का अच्छा होगा, आई थिंक सो. जज पता नहीं, मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा यार. सोवेरियन का जज ओडिन फ्रेंजी कैसा लगेगा भाई? सोवेरियन का जो एक झन करके जो साउंड इफेक्ट आता है ना मारने के टाइम, वो इसके लिए पॉपुलर है. तो वो लगेगा कैसा जब वो ओडिन
देख सुन के ही पता चलेगा. देखते हैं.
ये देखो सस्ता एडिटर ने बनाया ये. ये एडिटर्स
भाई पता चलेगा यही नहीं दिए, यही दे देगा तो रियोट वाला भी पागल है भाई. यही दे देगा उठा के.
क्या? नहीं ये ओरिजिनल तो नहीं. ये थोड़ा डिजाइन देख स्क्वायरी टाइप, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता फैंटम. ये स्क्वायरी, ये ऐसा नहीं होगा. ये कौन सा? ठीक है
ग्लिच पॉप
फैंटम नहीं, ग्लिच पॉप नहीं, और
डिजाइन तो ग्लिच
मतलब
पॉप जैसा
ग्लिच
है।
पॉप की डिजाइन है, लेकिन ये कॉन्सेप्ट आर्ट से क्या, ये ब्लब ब्लब वैंडल है?
बंद कर।
ये हो सकता है, देख ये वाला फैंटम हो सकता
हाँ ये ठीक लग रहा
है। ये भाई ये कहाँ से लगा है?
है, लेकिन सप्रेसर, इसका सप्रेसर लेकिन नहीं ज्यादा मोटा लग रहा है।
फैंटम का सप्रेशन
मैं पतला है।
अब इसका हम क्या करें भाई, टायर्ड वाला फेंक। देख मेरे को जो लगा था ना इस पे
अरे हाँ रियोट वाला मुझे ये 25 वीपी दिया।
हाँ
25 वीपी मुझे सेंड किया रियोट। वो बोला था एक उसका वो होता टिकट डालने का 8 वर्क के लिए, कोई ड्राइंग बनाएगा उसके लिए, तो वही एक ड्राइंग मैंने बना के भेजा था तो उसके लिए दिया मुझे।
25 VP
हाँ
वापस से मेल करो, इतने में क्या होगा, 2500 दो, 25 में क्या।
देख ये वाइपर का बनाया था, मैं भेजता हूँ। बहुत पहले बनाया था।
अच्छा वाइपर का क्या लिखा तूने, वाइपर क्या लिखा,
नाम लिखा है।
क्या नाम है? क्या नाम लिखा है?
स्वास्तिक। अरे मेरा नाम नहीं है, मैं वो ऐसा लिखता हूँ स्वास्तिक। नाम तो मेरा अस्मित है, वो ऐसा लिखता हूँ साइन।
ये 150 आया तो
टाइटल
बात करा चला
उसका
बात।
कॉल आया था ना कुछ
अरे
इसलिए
वो कब से
बड़ा डील साइन कर रहा हूँ।
150 ने कल घोष किया बे।
हैं घोस्ट लिया कर बट कौन सा रिवर वगैरह क्यों नहीं लेता भाई कोई।
आया था उसने, मैं आज देखा, मैं बोला बस घोष कैसे करे ना, थर्ड मैच होगा नहीं, क्या होगा, नहीं होगा ना?
थर्ड क्यों होगा भाई, बेस्ट ऑफ 3 होता है ना।
ओवरिन का बंडल सोचा
भाई एक अगर 1-1 होता और फिर अभी तीसरा मैच देखते तब मजा आता।
के
उस
बाद,
पे भी जाके अगर हार
के बाद
जाता
अभी एक
वीआरएक्स में तो
घंटे
उतना
बाद
बुरा नहीं
मैचेस
लगता।
है ना, 1 घंटे बाद।
हाँ सेन और लाउड भाई, वो भी मजा है। तो क्या लाउड बदला लेगा सेंटिनल से
क्या भाई,
अमेरिकन फाइनल का। थर्ड प्लेस के लिए शायद होगा ना एक। ईमॉल जानता है?
हाँ?
ईमॉल?
हाँ
हाँ वहीं गया था आज, वही फोन बनाने।
बनाने गया था?
हाँ। अरे मेरा फोन रीस्टार्ट होते होते बंद हो गया, पूरा ब्लैक हो गया।
क्या है?
तो ये ठीक करवाया।
तू भी दल्ले स्टोर। अभी ये देखिए 6 दिन।
हाँ ग्लिच पॉप क्लासिक ले लेना ही है, तो ये बेकार है बंडल वाला। नहीं पसंद? तू क्या जेड लेगा?
डेट आया था 2-3 बार, मैंने 2-3 बार ही सोचा, फिर मैंने लिया नहीं। ज्यादा पैसे लग रहे क्लासिक में।
कितना दाम है उसका?
26।
2600?
क्लासिक के लिए इतना?
फिनिशर है ना कम से कम।
हाँ फिनिशर है वो अच्छा है। मैंने क्लासिक बोला, प्राइस ज्यादा क्लासिक के अलावा क्या ले सकते हो? आरजीएक्स?
मेरे में तो सेंटिनल, स्पेक्टर, ओनी एरिस, मेचपंग गॉटलेट।
सेंटिनल?
हाँ स्पेक्टर उसका, सेंटिनल ऑफ लाइट।
वो बोला
पूरा उतना लंबा कौन बोलता है?
होली। और क्या है?
अरे तेरा वो आईडी कहाँ है गया? वो वाइपर रीज लब। तो उसका स्टोर में क्या है?
स्टोर में वाला सॉर्ट आया है ये, सस्ता मैच पर बैट आया है फुल लिमिट का, और कुछ खास नहीं आया, बाकी सब वो सबसे अनलकी स्टोर। कल 2-2 नाइफ आया था, आई थिंक कल नहीं परसों आया था इधर। अरे आया था।
तेरी बात
हाई स्कूप का रैंक अप
लहरा केबल खा
Match found.
ले रहा है ये चल ले ले
जाके पूछ
क्यों हाँ पूछूं
अरे जाके पूछ उसका डायलॉग है ना वेलकम का Cool, let's go.
No one can hold their breath forever.
Sabine.
Work with me, Reina. Your enthusiasm and my caution both have qualities on the battlefield.
आड़ में
तेरे साथ नहीं भाई
अकेले जब मैं क्यों जाऊं भाई
देखो
दे मुझे
अरे वे लोग मेरा ही पाइपर वाला आईडी है
Scanning ahead.
तो गए नहीं बचाने उसे इसलिए
नाइस
रोटेट पे आ रहा है पीछे
Toxin screen down.
और एक आया भाई इतने कैसे गेको 40 कैसे संभालूं तब चढ़ गए फिर ऐसे तो मैं क्लासेस का गन देखना था लाइक प्लान रिवील लेते मिड पे जंप करके
Revealing area.
कंफर्म आया मिड से चापटी महाराज ने चापटी ओमेन बहुत गाली दे रहा है काले हकाट पे तेरा इंस्टा
ओमेन नॉटी हो रहा है
I know what must be done.
भाई अपने बेचारे सेज को तुमने अकेला छोड़ दिया साथ नहीं गए
गलती वो आगे गया भाई
अरे नहीं वो चला गया था पीछे आके क्या करता
अरे ओमन ने फ्लैश किया था ना मैं भी फ्लैश हो गया था और ये साइड हो गया था तो इसकी गलती है
Breathe deep.
I have the spike. Spike drop.
I have the spike.
Revealing area. One down.
Enemy spotted mid.
Rotate करो.
Enemy killed.
चल आजा रोटेट कर जा आजा.
Multiple enemies mid.
रेना कूदा नहीं.
All mid, all mid.
Last player
अरे
standing.
130.
ये हारेगा रे रेना के पास उल्टा हो गया.
हाँ उठा लिया बराबर. ने सीड लिया था अपने रहना ने.
नहीं ओवर ही.
30 seconds
over.
left.
लैंड कर चल.
Planted.
राइट से. इसी से फाइट लेना चाहिए था. उसमें आउटलॉ था.
क्या पुश किया है मेरे पे इन्होंने. पांचों घुस गए.
भाई अभी वीसीटी देख के आए.
Reina, time to hunt.
अबे 25 पॉइंट तेरे को 25 गिफ्ट करना है. इसमें फैंटम ले ले इसी बात. अश्वित भाई इसी बात पे फैंटम ले ले.
Someone get the spike.
बाइक ले लो.
मेरा रिवील जाने बैक साइड.
Jet side.
I did.
Spike down B. Last player standing.
भाई ये सारे मार.
कर इधर प्लान कर कौन. पूरा नहीं जा रहा था तो अपने दो डुएलिस्ट चार्ट.
I hate to say it, but
मैंने भरवा
probably best to play
करके
as a
पुश
team.
करा भाई.
So, what's the plan?
Anyone have funds to spare?
आ जाओ मैं फिर से. मैं करूंगा ईगो फाइट है. ये काट दूंगा. फिर कर दूंगा.
Find their weakness.
मन पुश करता है जब भी से करता है पुश.
Found them.
Spike carrier killed.
Spike down A.
Enemy spotted A.
इसमें आराम से मैं.
Last player standing.
Poison orb emitted.
और कुछ पहले तो दरवाजा भी खुला हुआ
भी कर दे.
हाँ अरे पहले दरवाजा खुला था. जगह बहुत छोटा हो गया मेरे लिए.
Just,
नहीं कर पा रहा मैं.
from the front.
मैंने पहले ही बोला वुमेन जहाँ पे है वो भरवा पुश करता है. मान नहीं रहे.
I have your back.
ये चलो.
Enemy down. Enemy spotted A.
लोग देखो.
गेट ऊपर देख. जेट कूदा.
क्या देख रहा है भाई तेज साला.
कोई काम का नहीं है.
मिड में
रेना इधर है मिड में है.
गेट में मिड. गेट इधर है.
One enemy remaining.
रहना का इन्फो.
नेक्स्ट पे.
आजा आजा ये आजा.
आ रहा हूं.
Toxins going up. Poison orb emitting. Plant the spike.
Scanning ahead.
Hey.
Toxin screen down.
Planted.
तो वहीं रुक कर दे ड्रोन दे
Right here.
Toxins going up.
कर जा अरे क्रॉस करना
Toxin screen down.
Right here. It is done. Right here.
Besieci. Now
Yeah?
let's turn this around.
Right here.
गैप था उधर
Right here.
Get out of my way.
Poison orb emitting.
तो पुश आ सकते हैं ध्यान दे डबल डोर पे बंदा है
जेट भी जेट में
Leave us.
both भी
Toxins going up. Toxin screen down.
One enemy remaining.
अरे टैग यार मेरे से वेट कर नहीं रहा अरे इसको म्यूट कर पहले फिर मत कर
Their lives are so meaningless. Might as well give them to me.
तेरा रिवील अच्छा था वो जेट वाला वार्निंग दिया उसको
ते लिखा देख भाई तू स्कूल जा पहले तू स्कूल जा पहले
कौन सा भाषा है भाई
हाँ वही ना क्या लिखा है इसने
लगभग
करेगा भरवा ये ड्रोन अरे मत कर आने दे बाहर खड़ा रहे मैं क्रॉस चेंज करो मरवाना मत
वो ब्लाइंडली मारते हैं
पीछे चला गया वो
नेट पे खड़ा खुला है उसका ये खड़ा है साला
Right here.
Enemy defender spawn.
आजा साइड आ
हील
Toxins going up.
Revealing area.
Still in sight.
stage plant
Still in sight.
Enemy spotted A.
Toxin screen down.
नहीं भाई कुछ भी
Right here.
40 जेट
आराम से खेलो
मेड
मरो मत
मेड
की बोलो ना बंद करो खेला स्मैश मैंने बार
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
देखते पहले रहना उधर ब्लाइंड देके इधर आएगा भाई
ये बोलता है यू कैन रिवाइव
वो रिवाइव ना करे भाई
Who to smother first?
तो है भाई से जा
टाइम नहीं चल रहा
ले मैच पर
एच पंग भी नहीं चल। ड्रॉप कर।
Let's go.
दवा भरवे जी।
Enemy spotted B.
रहना क्या देख रहा है? स्पॉन देख रहा है अपना।
Poison orb emitting. Poison orb.
कोई नहीं करेगा पी।
एक को निकाला चल। भाई रहना स्पॉन देख रहा है क्या? भरवा इंसान है वो। तो वो तेरे सामने बंदा मिनी मैप पे दिखा गांडू। अजीब है यार।
Spike down, attacker spawn.
Snack time. Sorry, only brought enough for me.
Track them down.
तेरा वाला दे।
Reloading. Enemy spotted A.
Scanning ahead. Take flight.
बहुत टैग लिटरली।
Poison orb emitting.
Reloading.
Poison's off.
Enemy spotted A.
One down.
चल गया वो।
हॉल से देखो।
Toxins going up.
Light planted.
Revealing area.
सेज रिवाइव।
There they are.
अरे ऑर्ब नहीं आ रहा। हेलो रहना भाई डबल डोर पे आ जा।
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
Poison orb emitting.
Break it. Your health so
Poison's off.
One enemy remaining.
We're done here.
Reloading.
भाई मेरा ऑर्ब नहीं उठ रहा। क्या ग्लिच है भाई?
We get a pick. We move in. Got it?
Pop.
भाई सब क्या ग्लिच हो?
चला के था।
Reloading.
गोली से तू 10 मार लेता होली।
कोलैड हो जाता है एक गोली से।
अभी भी बहुत गोली है तेरे पे। 20 गोली कर कोलैड।
Careful.
20 नहीं है वो 14
You want to play? Let's play.
चल देखते हैं भाई। तो वाह मेरे लाइनअप पे ब्लाइंड है तेरे को पता है।
Reloading.
Toxin screen down.
Chamber.
Take flight.
Enemy defender spawn.
Enemy. Reloading.
Toxins going up.
One enemy remaining.
Screen down.
Flawless.
लॉर्ड भाई। रहना को थोड़ा गुस्सा।
Prepare yourselves. We
अरे
fight
चेंबर
once
मीट पे था बे ऑफ लेके।
ओए ए पे है ना साउंड मत देना। मैं फेक रिव्यू दे रहा हूं बी पे ठीक है।
अबे
मुझे हेड लगा मत।
हाइड एंट्री के लिए हमें रिव्यू देखा। जेड मिड का पिक ले इस बार। सेम जगह क्विक मत लेने जा भाई। हो अरे पहले मिड नेक्स्ट का लेने।
मिड मुझे कोई पिक नहीं दे।
नेक्स्ट का दे ना भाई। इधर क्या देख रहा है? डबल डोर कोई पिक नहीं। नेक्स्ट देख। नेक्स्ट देख। कोई तो लेगा, थोड़ा वेट कर, थोड़ा पेशेंस। तेज इधर क्या कर रहा है? क्या सीन भाई? क्या जेब राउंड वगैरह है क्या? चल ये रिवील है। रिवील आया। अरे अस्मित को छोड़, उसको ऑफ है। तेज में आजा, तेज में आजा।
Cutting their vision.
Scanning ahead.
Cutting their vision.
Deploying
drone.
Enemy spotted A.
Screen down.
इसको मिड वॉल का करीब वाइप
begins.
इधर कोई आया।
वाला है तो कर दे, वाला है तो कर दे।
सेज वॉल हियर।
इधर कोई आया, कोई ऊपर से।
Reloading.
सेज वॉल ब्रदर।
One enemy remaining.
वो मिड था।
ऑफ सेव करेगा। उस पे।
अरे नाइस।
टेक ऑफ।
Last round
भाई
in the
सेज
half.
मिड से स्पाइक लेके क्यों आ रहा, मेरे को समझ नहीं आया 2 राउंड से।
पता नहीं।
I have money.
मेरे पीछे ही पीछे घूम रहा है।
तेरा अस्मित स्पाइक पता मैं बी पे देख रही हूं। नहीं रहने दे स्पाइक पे।
Do what you gotta do, Reina.
आ जा ये पे।
आराम से, तू अकेला है। बस साइड जा।
Toxins going up.
Still in sight.
भाई डबल डर पे वॉल कर दे।
Your duty is not over. Toxin screen down.
One enemy remaining.
लास्ट मिड।
Reloading.
Poison orb emitting.
Switching sides.
I'm the last.
Thing they'll see before they die.
वो स्टेप है आगे। रहने का
उसको हाय बोलता है मेरा।
तेज ब्रो इधर मत देख।
नहीं सुनता।
तेज।
हेलो तेज।
भाई मेरा ऑल चैट काम नहीं कर रहा, इसको बोलना भर पे को। तेरा ऑल का की बदला है।
गुड बोल रहा है।
Spike planted.
ये कौन करता है यार? कुछ भी
क्या?
ये पे वॉइस चैट करा है भाई, उंगली क्या मेरे को टांग से देना पड़ेगा, इतना दूर है।
Poison orb emitting.
Last player standing.
हाँ लाइन भाई ये शहरी बहुत सही कर रहा है।
तेज को बता दे तेरे।
Okay, we know the drill. Stick to your roles and we'll crush it.
हेलो सही आवाज आ रही है? Can you hear us सही?
ये पूछने के लिए माइक खोला भरवे, सुन पा रहे कि नहीं? क्या आगे कौन बोलेगा?
Toxins going up.
Found them.
screen down. Rain is gone.
One enemy remaining.
Nice bolo. मार्शल बोल के
I want their life, not
जो
yours.
हेडेज लगा है दोनों
रहना समझ ही नहीं पाया उस वो मरा कैसे, वो ढूंढ रहा है बंदा कहाँ है। हाँ भाई सब भी भंडारा चल रहा। एक ये ट्यूब्स के लिए एक स्कूप आ जाओ उन दोनों चैनल से घुस जाएंगे वन
पूरी सुन लेगा तो 5 मिड मिड
सारे मिड टॉप पे ओमन चल रहा है।
कहाँ मिड टॉप ओमन है?
अरे इतना पास भाई तू वो इतना पास
Caution here.
मेरा माउस पैड से बाहर निकल गया माउस खींचने में। मैंने पहले ही बोला था ना ऊपर देखने के बंदों के भरवे लोग आए नहीं यार रेस का नून खड़ा है भोजरी।
Spike planted.
Enemy down. Scanning ahead.
Seriously?
Enemy spotted. A.
वे रहना सेव कर रहा भरवे
Player standing.
डाल लो भाई साले तेरे को बोला ए पे देख ले बी पे 3 बंदे क्या देखेगा भाई। ये का टनल नहीं देखना घुस गया बंदा। वही तो कह रहा हूँ भाई सेज तू है रहना है 3 बंदे एक ही जगह देख रहे हो। टनल कोई नहीं था भाई।
Have any patterns emerged yet?
तेज भाई बी वॉल करो टनल दे।
अस्मित जब घुसने वाले होंगे ना मैं रिवील दूंगा मेरे रिवील पे
टनल देगा इसमें।
आ गया ठीक है ना।
Let us hunt.
टनल देखता रहे।
Reloading.
पीछे गए।
Toxin screen down.
मेन से नहीं है ये मेन पे नहीं है मेन से निकल गए।
Poison orb emitting.
तो सेज ने को छोड़ दिया। अरबा है क्या?
Poison's off.
Spike down B. Spike planted.
साइड है
Reloading.
नहीं
Poison orb emitting.
वॉल कर दे।
सीरियसली
Be faster.
मिड एक
One enemy remaining.
ये मेन एक बंदा पकड़ भाई। साइड ने तो साइड तू भाग क्यों गया भरवे?
यार क्या कवर दे रहा है भाई। स्मोक का घर लेके जाएगा।
तू मर जा जो करने का तू भाग क्यों वो
Shot today.
आपके चक्कर में राउंड जा रहा है मत कर भाई।
Reloading.
भाई ये तो भाई एसमेन की गलती थी साले हगाने ने डैश मार दिया।
नहीं रे मिड में
तेरे को फाइट लेना था भाई तू डैश क्यों मारा?
हो जाता है।
चेंबर आया रहने का तो ऑफ किया हगा वो है
अभी नहीं दे पट्टी यूज चला कंफर्म 110% जा दे रिवील दे स्कूबी
Revealing area.
ट्यूब देख स्कूबी ट्यूब्स देख बीट आ जेट
मिड
Toxin screen down.
वाह जेट मीट पे कूदा ना कोई अरे
हाँ वुमेन
अरे विक्ट्री से फाइट लेगा तू हाउले
इसकी वैंडल ले रहा हूँ ना
फाइट ला
Spike planted.
हाँ भाई रैना अभी भी इज्जत से होल्ड कर रहा है भरवा
जल्दी जा आगे गन मिल जाएगी
Enemy defender spawn. Reloading.
वन क्लोज आया तेरे भाई डब्ल्यू करते से तेरे पास स्ट्रिंगर है तो डब्ल्यू कर
Last player standing.
यार स्ट्रिंगर लेके लिटरली डब्ल्यू करना चाहिए गैर गुजरा बंदा है भाई अपना से क्या है ये खुद कंफ्यूज है क्या करना है
Their hearts still at different
तेज ब्रो भी वाल
भाई वाइपर भाई तू 2 बार इधर पूछ के 2 बार तेरे को मार के घूमा पता है
क्या अब 2 बार भाई हां भाई
रोल कर रहा घूस रहा मैं तेरे को मार के घूस रहा
एक राउंड मारा
2 बार मारा भाई ये चल क्या रिवील कर रही है
यार
Poison orb emitting.
थोड़ा म्यूट करे खेलूं मैं तो भरवा आपके चक्कर में हगवा रहा रहना को निकाल दो थोड़ा नीचे कर रहा है ना या हवा में करा तूने साइड है वो अच्छा मिड है स्कूबी जा वो मिड है बंदा इधर है अबे जाओ ना बेवरे लोग होल्ड होगा अरे तुम लोग ना पोलाइट पिक्स नहीं लेते साथ में भाई एक एक करके ले रहे हो
They demand a fight. Who are we to disobey?
Need a drop.
तेरे पे ऑल्ट है ना ऑल्ट कर ले
Thanks.
वो एक मिनट रुकना जरा रिवील करने देना
there.
रुक जा जरा अबे
फिट टॉप चल रहा है बंदा
Toxins going up. Bye. Enemy spotted mid. Toxin screen down.
भाई
Toxins going up.
मिड में चेंबर भी था आराम से
Toxin screen down.
तीनों मिड है भाई मतलब मैं को नाइफ लेके जल्दी जल्दी तीनों की तीनों हुई है ना जेट मिड टॉप खड़ा
Spike planted.
Get out of my way. My ultimate is ready.
रिवाइव है क्या
नहीं
बोल 2 बंदे को मार के और
Last player standing.
कहाँ मारा ये
Poison orb emitting.
सिटी
जेट पता नहीं
मिड
Poison orb emitting.
भाई उसने प्रॉपर शॉट मारे भाई आसपास भी नहीं
I I'll choke their sight.
परवर स्पाइक पे ही बैठेगा
बंदा आसपास मारते हैं ना मोस्ट ऑफ चल मैं वो कर रहा यार होल्ड कर ये भी होल्ड कर रहा हूँ फिर डबल डोर देख स्कूबी और बाकी भी डबल डोर एक ऊपर टनल देख ये तू दरवाजा खोल के देख ना दोनों देख सकते आगे पीछे कर ले
Don't get in my way.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Spike down A.
भाई ये लोग तुक्के में क्या बढ़िया मारते बोझ लिटरली उसके पास कोई इन्फो नहीं था मेरा आराम से एडीएस से मारना बहुत क्लोज पिक है इसको भी नहीं मार पाएगा तू थोड़ा और ओपन पिक ऊपर है
Enemy spotted.
Gone. Scanning ahead.
टिप निकल गए एमएन से निकल गए अरे टानी ला सकता है दल्ले क्या कर रहा है तू उसको भी भाई यार स्कूप का प्ले बहुत भाई है टनल देखा ही नहीं उसने पता छोड़
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
सिटी पुश करते हर बार देख के अस्मित टर्न रख ले
बैक साइड है
ड्रोन करना तू इधर खड़े खड़े
One enemy remaining.
ड्रोन कर पीछे करो ये टैग है ये बंदा टैग है बहुत
Take flight.
तेज भाई हील है तो इसको दे दे शोभा को दे दे
Enemy spotted B.
भाई वो फुल हील होता भाई
जोन करता तो अटैक है ड्रोन
अटैक कहा भाई वो एवरेज जिग्नेस का अटैक थे भाई जोनस सब एवरेज जोनस थोड़ी है जिग्नेस भी है
As much as this world hurt me, it's mine. And I will kill you.
रहना ये भी टनल
रहना सेज का गान देखे
Poison orb emitting.
मिड आता है जेट एक बार मिड से पिघले ऊपर से मिड कब घुस गए साइड भरवे
Spike planted.
कब घुस गए देख साइड पे कौन साइड कहीं पे कर रहा है शायद
Last player
120
standing.
jet.
वो लिटरली मूवमेंट में मारा बे रुका नहीं मूवमेंट हालत में मारा
Match point.
भाई मैंने वाल छोड़ मैंने स्मोक भी दिया था फिर भी सब साइड घुस गए स्टैंड जबकि दोनों साइड ही देख रहे दो बंदे साइड देख रहे फिर
वो से इंस्टेंट वॉल कर देगा पीछे आ जा भाई स्लो अप डाल के अरे रहना बी खेल या मिड नेक्स्ट खेल वो रहना बाहर
You want to play? Let's play.
The clock begins.
Last player standing.
Hey, TK go.
कैसे कूद से है ना कूद के मर के जा
Spike planted.
लूवर पानी में ये एप के ही चला गया भाई रो दिया उसने रो दिया उसने
क्लोज खेल।
अरे अपने रहना कि ऑफ के चक्कर काफी सर
2-3 राउंड ले रहे हैं ऐसे।
भाई साहब दोनों प्लेट्स अच्छी जगह पे है, देख साथ साथ है भाई।
अरे उनका जेट नहीं गोल्ड का हाँ वैसे थोड़ी बहुत साइफर होता तो नहीं कुछ बात
भाई ना सेज, और उसके बाद वो हर राउंड वाल भी नहीं दे रहा, और मैं स्मोक दे रहा हूँ सेज और तो सारे बंदे साइड है, ये दोनों अपनी जगह पे खड़े ही रह गए, वो आके मार के चले। क्या बोल रहा है स्मिथ?
वो हर
पास
तेरा तो हर बार नहीं है।
वॉइस चैट मेरा वो आ रहा है।
Match found.
भाई जो भी लोग यार स्ट्रीम लाइक नहीं करते भाई, स्ट्रीम लाइक कर दो।
They have no idea how heartless I am.
They have no idea how heartless I am. कल उसको भी यार रैना के बेल्ट में ना चॉकलेट्स लगे हुए यार, मेरे को खाने का बहुत मन करता है रैना लेते ही सीनियर गेमर लगता है भाई अपनी कंफ्यूज। अबे सोवा का नाम देख, एनिमी सोवा का नाम देख भाई। यार ऐसा ना मैंने क्यों नहीं सोचा है। नया एजेंट का जो स्मोक आ रहा है ना वो पिंक कलर का स्मोक है भाई। वो मेरा एम पाव के भाव में बिक गया भाई।
Reloading. Reloading. Go go go.
लगा हिलाएगा।
Reloading. I'm out of here.
अरे 90 दिया रे।
Gotta go. Work good.
बॉल क्यों करा? सोवा को लगा है।
Cutting their vision.
Headshot.
भाई रियली नियत भाई, मैं 90 दे देगा वरना शॉट ही लेके घुसा उसके मुंह पे। What? वो कूद गए मुंह पे। नाइस शॉट सोवा। मेरा ना आज हो गया भाई, आज खेलने का तो मेरा हो ही नहीं भाई।
Cutting their vision.
अरे लगा है सोवा को 50। अरे स्ट्रिंगल लेना था यार। चलो भाई ऐश कर दिया तुमरे भाई ने। बॉटम से टॉप आने का यात्रा। अरे वॉल क्यों देता है तल्ले? अरे क्यों भरवे भग गया? अरे दोस्त
10 seconds until stage change.
फक 6 बार दबा दिया यार, एंगल ही गलत हो गया, मेरे को नहीं हो पाया लोकेशन चेंज।
It's you and me.
Parasite.
Nowhere to run.
ऑन हिट पाएगा वो हिल लेना। भाई क्यू का नेट 3 बार फटता है 4 बार। अबे चल ना, लौरे का कैरेक्टर अटक जाता है। यार भाई ये पूरा हिला हुआ है क्या? बहुत टंग किया।
Cutting their vision.
अबे यार
Still in sight. Satchel out.
Gotta go.
It's you and me.
Nice try. Go, go, go.
My old friend. There.
अबे इस ओडिन वाले भरवे को मारो ना, चूतिया ओडिन को ओडिन लेके घूमे जा रहा। 120. ये कौन है? मारनी नहीं दे रहे अपना टीम भाई, जहाँ भी पिक लेने जा रहा कोई ना कोई मार के जाए। हो गया जी। अपना टीम क्या भाई, डॉल टीम।
Go, go, go.
बोला भाई नहीं होगा, मेरे ऑल्ट से मैं निकाल देता, पूरा राउंड निकाल देता भाई, अपने टीम नहीं निकालने नहीं।
तेरे को कौन पिक नहीं लेने दे रहा बोल, कौन किल नहीं करने दे रहा था बोल।
मैं मिड पे सोबा को मारने गया, अपने पे जेट कौन था, जेट ने मेरे मुंह पे स्मोक दे दिया, मेरा विजन ब्लॉक हो गया। आगे रेस को मारने गया, केओ का नेड आ गया, क्या करूं मैं
भाई बस राइट कॉर्नर पे कभी मिड पे आ रहा हूं।
मेरे को अल्ट पे मारने ही नहीं दे भाई,
बस उस नियॉन ये आईसू से
मेरे सामने 4 बंदे मरे और उसके बाद किसी ने बंदे नहीं मारे। मैं जब तक अल्ट पे था सबको मारने का चुप पड़ा था, उसके बाद सब मर गए। चल भाई जा रहा हूँ सेन का 11:30 बजे।
हाँ चल ठीक है, मैं भी देखता हूँ।
आजा डिस्कॉर्ड पे आना बीसी।
अच्छा ठीक है आ रहा हूँ।
आजा।
हेलो क्या हुआ, अस्मित में आया?
आ जाएगा, टाइम है ना। ये देखो भाई फालतू का फुटेज आने वाला।
डिस्कॉर्ड पे माइनक्राफ्ट कौन खेल रहा है भाई? भाई इस पे एंथम के सर्वर पे भाई कोई तो देखना क्या कर रहे हैं भाई। मैं तो निकल रहा हूँ भाई वहां से भाई, देरी पर भाई। अबे साइको तेरे इसमें भी आ गया, थंबनेल में देख, थंबनेल कंटेंट ये देख, मतलब लेट्स टॉक के ऊपर ही देख भाई, वो हैक नाम के बंदे ने डाला है के ऊपर ही देख, थंबनेल कॉन्सेप्ट में देख। हैक नाम का बंदा है कोई। कौन? तो चैट का कहा है? भाई ढूंढ रहा हूँ चैट का, दिखने का आ गया। क्या बोल रहा है, 4-3 खत्म हो गया है? शायद से ना सुबह का 11:30 था वो। SEN वैसे लाउड ही कर। साइको कुछ 2-3 दिन ही पहले देख, हैक नाम के बंदे ने भाई तेरे सब इस पे डाला है। मार्च 14 को डाला है, मीम्स चैनल पे, मीम्स उस पे डाला है, थंबनेल कॉन्सेप्ट में डाला है, ब्लॉक कर उसे।
They have so many layers to these post plans, and really it seems to every stage of this map.
So yeah, sorry, just caught my breath for a second there. I think as well, Loud, yeah, just an inability to really throw them off their game. Right? There was no pressure towards the backline, the weaker extremities ahead of some of these XQs coming in. Unfortunately, Loud just didn't really get a look in. And with the way SEN have been playing and how well drilled things are, if you let this Sentinels execute on you, you're losing time and time again.
Yeah, and I want to shout out to the fragging IGL on the other side too for Sentinels. John QT, take a look at this. A Hyper X reflex. I felt like every round when he was still alive, maybe something magical was going to happen.
I mean, this was after Cow and Zine got a 4K, almost gets the ace in this round, and then John just plays the clutch.
बाद में हाइलाइट्स देख लूंगा, नहीं तो रात को देखूंगा।
He needs to step up. He seemingly always does, Mike.
Yeah, he does. It looked absolutely ice cold afterwards as well. Giving him a wave to close out the half. It's heartbreaking to see Loud lose rounds like this, but like I said, with the individuals on Sentinels, not even Zekken and Tens, in scenarios like this, stepping up, this is the plan B. How scary is that for every other team?
I mean, everything is just coming together beautifully for them, but the job is not done. The job is not.
मुझे भी इनवाइट कर लो भाई। वैलोरेंट लाइव दिखा रहा है अपने में। ओ रिसेंटली बहुत पार्टी कर रहा है
यार, इसका
ठीक है फिर ठीक है भाई आपसे आईडी के लिए कहा था अरे भाई मुझे लगा आपके पास होगी एक दो अल्टरनेट आईडीज
अरे रैंक क्या है
मेरा रैंक तो भाई अभी ब्रॉन्ज मैं खेलता नहीं ना ज्यादा
हाँ
मैं ज्यादा खेलता नहीं ना
आईडी लगे
भाई सोचा था खेलने के लिए
हाँ
थोड़ा सोचा था खेलने के लिए थोड़ा स्किन वगैरह वाली आईडी लेने का सोच रहा था ठीक है वैसे। चलो ठीक है
I don't know. Call me a doubt or whatever. I think, obviously, this being the anomaly of the grand finals for me is a very, very close fought affair, a 13-11 scoreline regionally. But I don't feel like we're getting the same Loud here. Other than obviously the EG series apart, I don't think really Loud are in a position today to throw SEN off their game that much. Obviously, previously, Les has been the standout individual for Loud on Icebox, but I don't know, I just don't get it.
See, that's the thing though, I agree with what you said. This is still, I think, a map they are very comfortable on, but Sentinels is also so good at it. They run a very different comp. They're playing this KO, Gecko, and I actually think that can play into this Harbor Viper quite well. You can be fighting through the walls, fighting through the smokes, combining those two pieces of utility, and Zekin just looks unreal whenever he gets to play the Jet on this map.
Well, this is the thing. Last time they faced each other, Mike, Sentinels did come out on top. You think history is repeating itself?
I feel, yeah, we were talking about this before. We were talking about, yeah, it's going to be a long, drawn-out affair here. I think with that start, it's just so hard. Loud ones, time and time again, we say they're never out of a series. They're never out of a map. I'm just not seeing it again today. It's another concerning look at. You know, obviously, I mean, even there with the interview there, talking about the adaptations that SEN made, I don't feel like they made an awful lot. Loud had no approach to really disrupt Sentinels gameplay that they've demonstrated time and time again.
Sentinels, they do look so good, but you guys at home voted and you think that this is going to go the distance, and I have faith in the MasterCard fan poll. But the question is, Bren and Saisho, do you guys have faith in Loud?
I mean, I'm praying. I'm on my knees here praying. So I'm not going to lie. I want a close game. I want something that's not going to be so lopsided between these two teams. And we can certainly hope so. You know, the last time these two teams tackled each other on Icebox, it was Loud who got the better of them. Both of these teams have very, very good fundamentally attack sides with their comps. They are very well drilled in that regard. But I want to see some fight back now from Loud.
I actually think the SEN's composition is extraordinarily good against Louds too. It's just that SEN haven't worked on this map as much as some of the others in their pool. And if they've used this time accurately, then maybe they can come out with another incredible map win. That's not going to help. Sassy going down there at the start of the round. You know, he's a really important piece of the puzzle in terms of getting the plants down.
It's a massive one with less of that early face, that early peak.
And Loud expect this to be a re-hit. And they won't really know otherwise until the alarm bot takes contact. And at that point, it's kind of too late. Sadak doesn't have power to deny. So just gambling the wrong way here.
Sadak, flash through, playing anti. Where's the follow-up?
What?
Just rips away to it, and Frenzy in his hands. A backside position being played here. Dash fading away, but Second still standing his ground. He's himself. Dodged. Another play being set up as well. Attends with a pop flash into the peak. It allows Second to recross back, playing together now. But they've got 4 players to deal with. Make it 3. This one slipped now, Loud. Shot good for the damage. Ten's going to be forced out wide. Ten.
What?
You can't be getting away with this, son. Surely not Nehi. Doesn't even
Bhai, tens bhai.
That's a 2v4?
That's ridiculous. The push into Sadak there to give Sadak 2 kills was about the only way that SEN could have messed up what was happening. Not that it's their fault. They didn't know where exactly he was positioned. But for Tens to recover that, he's forced to take that duel there as he crosses back into the sidelines. Yeah, he's forced to take fights because of their utility, because of how they're positioned.
Who are they peeking? Who are they peeking? Give it to him, man. Oh my god.
I mean, the players on Loud are so talented, and Tens is just owning them.
Yeah, man, return to form.
his form has been spectacular in basically all of this year.
Yeah.
The actual shots that TenZ has been hitting, the moments, the multi-kills from him have been unbelievable sometimes. When he's not forced to be the entry player, to have all of that extra mental bandwidth being taxed, the rifling's just been superb.
This is in the plan
online here for Sassy.
Now look at this high tide. It's not going to have an influence in this round, but I do like how Loud are using it. They throw it out from 2Es when he's playing over towards Snowman, and it's going to let them play between the Viper wall and the high tide to break the wingman, to deny the plant, to fight more aggressively. I think that could be crucial once we get onto some of the rifle rounds, but there is no danger here. SEN have just taken a very clean B exec.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, TenZ, he should be trying to hunt. Yeah, you see him swap the weapon.
Yeah. Offloading it in exchange there. Does want to go hunting. 2 years. Top of the bridge brings him down. Still one step closer.
Look, save
matters.
It's a fairly important denial though. If TenZ had access to that ult at the start of the round, things would get quite difficult for Loud. The attack side on Icebox can be very potent. And the thing is, Loud's composition doesn't actually have great ways of disrupting you when you go for that. It doesn't have the ability to, you know, flash re-peek from yellow or on pipes on A, that kind of thing, which teams like Gen G have done so much work integrating those micro plays on the defense.
A little bit of proactive fighting over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why we saw the attack side be so good for both of these teams, is that SEN hadn't really built out those defensive plays, which is easier to deny. Kind of relies on playing retake, which is easier to deny.
Looks like the purpose of that Dizzy, just to spot if a player is aggressive up through B, but the Cascade blocks it anyway. Don't know if that's even been noted. I mean, bonus round here for SEN, all grouped up.
Not really an opportunity here for TenZ to be able to get the ult online, I don't think. Instead, looking more like a standard A exec. Now, TenZ is getting in position for this flash Dizzy combo that Gen G were using. It's so good.
Yeah. Choose to break it. You're going to be staying right into the sun. The flash goes off plan. Now here for Sassy. Util a little bit delayed. So, yep, it's down. Close to the quarters. Down underneath rafters. Kawazine wins his one out versus second. Still, gets into the position for it. And TenZ is deciding to use his ult now for this. Making sure that they can't use any of that post-plan util. He gets to take the fight. He's ripped Kawazine's over the top of the ropes. This is a real dangerous situation. Scenario, flash, peek. The rest of his team sets them up, but no real casualties. Now UCK finally. Abilities back online. Dash, backing away. Gets the one. Needs to clear the corner here, but he's just really struggling. Waiting out wide here. Hammer to defuse from Sadek. Pushed back and away. And a wide tip tap and a face there from the Loud players remaining just in time.
Very nice patience there from Loud. Didn't get caught by the flash re-clear, but I can see that SEN are starting to add more stuff into their playbook. I mean, that flash Dizzy combo is so good. The pathing that the Dizzy takes and the way that the flash pops catches so much of the area. And Loud had to wait a long time to get their high tide and the cove back online, and then played with each other really well to stop some of this momentum from SEN.
Calm the Mollies. We really need to calm the Mollies.
Okay, there we go. Zekken looking for a readjustment early. And these players are smart. They understand what the issues are. Kaplan's talked about it so much.
Potential off the charts here, but clear understanding of what is really going wrong for them.
Sentinel's W.
Knife not broken. Tags onto 2.
Yeah, that's going to create a serious threat, though. See how 2Es is using his high tide to make it difficult for SEN to clear out that area, unless he's pushing up on the other wing of the map.
He's got walkabouts. So overstep himself, waiting for the high tide to now fade. He's going to be using again. Flash Dizzy. Dash forwards from Zekken. Make sure to clear all that space. If somebody was holding that aggressively, it would have been mince meat. But now, once they've gained control of B main, what's going to be the call? Maybe to go back into Zelsis?
Yeah. I mean, they either needed to hit B quickly there or go back over towards A, because if they wait enough time for 2E's high tide to come back, which it now is, it's much more difficult to get the plan down and get Sassy his ult. Drone is going to confirm. I think that a lot of these players have left the area. Does it catch? Oh, yeah, just onto Zekken.
Zekken looking like the fox in the pen, but with him notified now, he's really just caught.
He is, but he's going to be distracting and pulling people away for quite a while.
He's got 3 on him. Here we go. coming through there. Dizzy firing a blind shot off.
क्या
It's actually
घुस रहा है
trigger
देखो.
onto Les. Nano swarm.
That's so much damage.
My God,
Damage
yeah.
लेते
He's
कैसे.
lucky to be alive, facing top raft the Sadak. Taken out cleanly. Now Ten's going to be playing a 4 position here because he is so low. Might be able to get a 1 and done.
And Sassy, with that ult plant, Wingman got the Thrash online.
Need somebody to break that dart from though, and there wasn't anybody really waiting available, but still, like you said, the Thrash is now online. Sassy, lets it loose, the movement, clean, jiggling with it. Entertainment, not quite online here. Now a bit of pace injected back into the thing. See it loud, using that util. All available for them, but it's a crossfire setup of Sentinels, and they punish that swing and wide face out. Great with the movement, patience with the aim, cooling down the weaponry enough to take out QCK. Over and the top of the ropes, Elsis, he's hungry for this kill. He's hungry for it. Building up towards it, but okay, Les just a better player on the day.
But a sad situation for him to be in. He was the player pushed the furthest forward on A, last to fall. Everybody crumbling around him. I just want to go back a little bit to their communication from the previous round. Sen were calming, or Zekken specifically was saying, calm the mollies. And the reason that's so important in this composition is because players need to be able to hide. Players need to be able to hide and not have to face and break cove and fight while the mollies are online. They need to force Loud to bring the fight to them if the spike is safe. And so getting that timing correct is really important against what Loud have.
Freaking money here, QCK, 3K in the bank. Looks like he's trying to save the operator, but for now the Sheriff will have to do, and it will. Sassy.
बहुत अच्छा था भाई.
Dusted, taken the hell out. Big knife clears yellow, but really they've got nothing to try and cross and take control of B main here. Just putting that emphasis here towards the section, vacuuming up the orbs to defend this gun as well.
Loud are looking for information. Sen have been mixing up whether they rotate, whether they re-hit, and you can see Loud here just trying to figure out, is it correct to stack onto B? QCK looking to explore through mid. They think it's a re-hit. They're keeping players on this site.
Might be some serious danger here. I mean, 2 years just holding onto the high-tides wall. There, flash through into the back. Dart, oh my. They knew exactly the position and that was coming from, so Kawasi didn't really stand a chance up with the armor. Draft dashing away. Second survives. Flank attempt from QCK. Oh my goodness.
Has anyone heard that? Tens is watching, but
was watching.
They're going to get distracted.
They are distracted now. Their pressure really being applied. It's less here, and QCK for the cleanup. John QT, he's there with a trade, but 1 versus 3 now. Diffuse online for 2 years. He's not going to be pushed away from this one. There's no more utility.
बहुत अच्छा बैकस्टेप था ये. मतलब अलग लेवल भाई.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah, that is just in time. What we saw on Split was the economy just getting ruined for Loud over and over. They could never build up a bank to work with. They're going to call a timeout after winning this round as well, which is a bit bizarre. Maybe the timeout...
Probably queued a little bit earlier.
Yeah, probably queued before they won the round. But QCK opened this up with a beautiful Sheriff shot and then closed the entire thing too. The Cloudburst to make sure that nobody caught him getting past the alarm bot. And often that kind of thing is going to get heard. But in this situation, gets away with it.
Like John Cuda was mentioning, it's the tiny things, the tiny differences, the minutiae to watch for.
Yeah, and also QCK being able to give them the confidence to stay on B by taking that mid-round timing and taking the risk to re-explore through mid. And it is a risk, you know, he's only one man in that kind of situation. So now what allowed looking to readjust? Can they take any lessons from winning that round? I think one of them would be, you know, trying to fight before Sen have utility setups, because QCK was able to manage that. And he's looked fairly good in the games of Icebox that they've played, despite people doubting his jet ability. And the other big takeaway, I think, from that is trying to look for mid-round information so your stacks are correct.
Maybe might see some signs of that proactivity from Loud being called. Like you said, just trying to gather, gain some of that mid-round information, but the comp isn't really too suited for it. I mean, you've only got the Sova as your initiator.
Yeah, you really have to do it by pushing into areas. And again, you don't really have the ability to flash re-clear spots on defense, so it can be very tough. You kind of have to double up, triple up, walk areas. And that's got its own danger. So both teams on opposite sides of the map here to start this next round.
Okay.
4 players grouped up on defense on A, just pushing QCK into an aggressive angle.
I mean, this is excellent for him.
Yeah, but I mean, Sen are nowhere near.
Still, he's going to be telling his team to over-rotate. Get your asses into mid, get your asses into gear, because it's leaning over towards a B hit.
Yeah, and Loud have actually finessed this. Lovely. I mean, they've managed to get into a position where Sen weren't comfortable going for the early round timing, and now Loud have stacked it for the mid-round timing. And on top of that, QCK's watching in case things rotate back towards A.
He's in a really good spot. Drone. Oh, maybe just catching tail end of somebody.
I think they've got all the info they need, though.
Yeah, they have. With QCK pushed up deep like this, and look at it, you can just tell from the stack. Already protocols in play. Molly forward, Zekin just tanks it. Half his HP just removed, but they weren't expecting it. Still, Loud with all the kills. 2 versus 3. Sassy almost being taken out. Has to back his way to safety here. Fast flank of QCK. Might be causing some issues a little bit later into things. Now he's going to be notifying his presence, at least with the removal of that turret attack from Sadak. He's hoping that forces them out wide. Don't know if they could have took a glimpse of that one. Still 10 HP. Leave it just to Zelsis. Kova. There's no real chances here. There's no real chances. Maybe managed to get the second, but no. Full stick there from Sadak.
I think Loud's defense on B looks way better than their defense on A, personally. Especially coming out of the Loud Gen G game, that was my big takeaway. I think Loud's protocols for dealing with B hits like this are actually real nice. Yeah, they missed Zekin, but they keep good snowman control. They fight from kitchen. They have good crossfires on people. Look at how Sadak, playing around orange, is able to pick up Zekin. I think Sen should be quite cautious if they're sending B hits over and over. The A side of the map does look more of a weakness for Loud. They tend to play it for retake more often. The Flash Dizzy combo on A is just more powerful in my opinion. And Sen are going to have opportunities then to fight aggressive in the post plant to stop Loud coming back in for the retake. I think you're definitely seeing that there are many more opportunities for Loud to get wins here on Icebox than we saw on Split. Right? Split from Sen is perfection, but not every map is up to that kind of caliber. And Loud are finding those ways of stopping Sen going for these hits. Now they've knocked the economy in the other direction. Did Sen even have a single eco round on Split? I don't think they did.
Feel like it.
They won the pistol both times, and then they just dominated the game. So I think this might be their first one.
Drop down to it. A couple of decisions to be made here, because they do have money for potential investment of 1 rifle or so. Looks like John QT is the one who's bought that one up. Might get sold, but it looks like they should have money to spare if it goes poorly. And whatever's been called, we're probably not going to be seeing signs of it just yet. Not in this round with the weaker guns. But, you know, Sen might start playing towards some of the orbs, try and earn up some big ults. Celsius will probably earn his after he goes down to a player.
And look at Loud setting up the same kind of thing. 4 players A at the beginning to post up some... Oh,
QCK messed that up, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say to post somebody up really deep so they have good information. And yet, that 4-player stack now just has to kind of chill and reset. But Sen are not going for anything too aggressive at the beginning of the round. They're worried. As soon as 2Es puts up this high tide, it makes it feel like there's many players ready to fight B. Even though we can see it was only 2Es at home.
Just one Dizzy clearing the way. Sassy.
Sassy का ult आएगा plan करने पे.
Knife being broken. Loud. Should have the protocols for this, but still Zekin with knives is a very dangerous target. Tagged up by the drone. Has to respect it now. Has to back away. Zelsis dropped on the other section of the map, the other side of things. Still with that plant down.
They're pitting.
They are going to be pitting, committing into this one. This is interesting. I mean, even though the money is a little bit wild, still not a lockdown being invested. I mean, that is absolutely crazy stuff still. Maybe feeling like it's necessary now. John QT getting into this spot and this position on top of it. Can't break it down, so detained and dealt with. Bit committed with the ultimates here on either side, but it's Loud winning out. 4 players surviving.
Good. Yeah, I think both ults that were used there probably should have been saved for another round, but the problem is the kills came through so quick, so close to the ults being invested. I think John didn't quite realize that he was in such a player disadvantaged situation when he decided to pit. And likewise with Sadak just deciding to send that one, make sure that they get the streak online. So now we go into a rifle round. Celsius ultimate, super powerful. If they can get up onto pipes